Welcome everybody to Tuesday Night. I'm your host, MC Toon, and tonight is a debate. It's supposed to be a debate. I will be on the Medicinal Mass Media Discord server. It's been set up. We'll see who shows up. I'd like to introduce you to my co-host for tonight. My co-host is Penny. Right there, Penny. Penny won't be saying anything. She'll just be joining and with me. So everybody say hello to Penny. If you don't know, that would be Axis's daughter. So she's just joining us tonight. And then here we go. All right. She's down. She's down right there. Look at that right there. She'll be with me all night long. Glad you can be here. I'm going to jump over to the Medicinal Mass Media server pretty quickly, but I've also got another co-host with me. You won't see him, but you might hear him every once in a while. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Hold on. I gotta get this. Here he goes.
Oh!
Anybody recognize that? There you go. All right. Well, won't probably play that into the Discord very much, but here we go. I'll jump into their server.
I can't really tell.
Sure.
You said it twice now.
Yeah.
All right.
I know more about
welcome.
laws than
Hold on
any
a second.
gadgets ever existed.
Yeah. Welcome, Mr. MC Toon. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
Hey, Toon.
All right. How is everybody warmed up?
Hi, Tim.
Oh,
It's been a great,
yes.
it's been a great time.
I'll take you on.
All right.
We are warm.
Let's let dogs argue with Toon.
I just want to say real quick. Let me say this real quick. That
Jesus
dogs,
Christ! Don't let him talk to Tin.
that
Stop it.
dogs. I also know more about banking and meaning money than bankers do. I just wanted to say that. Solaris knows what I'm
You
talking
can't
about.
possibly know more
Okay.
than actual bankers, Cole, because you live in this country.
Coal miner man definitely knows more than any banker ever has.
All right.
He's more Australian than I am as well, technically. He knows more about just being an Aussie.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Love when
Fractional
Australians tell
reserve
me about my
banking
country.
is his forte.
Oh.
Solaris knows
Yeah,
what I'm talking about.
All right.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
like coal
fractional
miner man.
reserve. Yeah.
but
You'll agree with me that, like, you've got a double doctorate in being sarcastic and being Australian, right?
PhD.
What the hell?
I could not tell that you were being sarcastic there. If you were being sarcastic, you did a poor job of expressing it.
Yes, that's because Australian sarcasm is dry as a dead dingo's donga.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's lovely.
It's your superior intellect.
Do there happen to be any flatties
Typically,
around?
when people are just being sarcastic, they don't then rage and blow out their
Well,
own microphone.
there's definitely
Yeah,
some
we ha-
contrarians in here tonight too.
Well, no, we do have Mr. Airplane. What's his name at right now?
wait, Tune. Oh, you're live. I didn't even know you were going
Um,
tonight. I was
a
in
glass-
here for shits and gigs.
I am
Yeah, a
live,
Glass
yeah.
Sky Rainbow has some ideas he wanted to pass your way.
Some
I'm
ideas.
going to go
He's at
ahead
the
and
microphone
mute
right
and
now.
let you do your thing.
Glass.
I'm not sure I'm ready for it. though.
Guy Rainbow. Is he?
He
Is
was,
here?
yeah, he was at the top.
Yeah,
of the
you're not
chat.
aware?
It's all glory, isn't
Oh,
it?
there. I see.
You're not aware of the glass guy that we have above us?
I've
Oh
heard
my
claim.
God.
I've heard claims. Well, I've run
I
out
was
of.
talking about it all day
moonshine.
today. I'm a little tired, but I guess I can bring it up with you.
Okay.
We basically have a glass sky up above us, and rainbows are proof of this, or one of the very many proofs of this glass sky. You were of rainbows?
I'm familiar with them, but do proceed with the evidence sharing.
Well, yeah, the theory goes is that you need some kind of prism or glass, plastic, crystal for light to pass through. And the water only acts as a reflective canvas for us to see that rainbow. It's not actually creating their rainbow. It's creating it so far as making it apparent to us, but it's not the magic behind rainbows, because rainbows can also be made indoors, for example, without the use of water or water droplets.
Okay. Could you just
So
for the benefit of my my audience here, could you maybe like draw a diagram of the path that the light takes from the light source, you know, the sun, right? I suppose you might suggest that to through whatever is making the rainbow, then to the observer's eyes. Could you like draw a diagram of that? It should be easy, right? Since it's proof, you said, right? So, yeah, just
I mean, I'm sure I have a meme to show you.
Does the meme include the path of the light from the sun?
I don't
to
think
through the prism to the whatever you think it's shining on, and then to the observer's eyes. If otherwise, you could just get a piece of paper and a crayon or something, and then draw it out.
I mean, the images can help you kind of understand, but what'll really, if you really want to help the audience, can you provide any evidence of a rainbow being created indoors without, and this is the important part, without a light source in which some kind of glass or plastic or crystal is in between the source of light and the rainbow?
Okay, so what that is what you've done is called a burden of proof shift. So you made the claim, not me, about rainbow. So could you just, go ahead, get the, something supporting, and definitely a diagram of the path of the light would be really helpful. But if you don't have it, then I would understand, and you would probably just withdraw your claim.
I posted one. It's not to scale, but it's just.
Well, of course, it doesn't need to be to scale. And so where is the sun in this diagram? This is the one with the circle and the, right? Is that the one that you posted a little bit ago?
Yeah, there's two of them.
Two of them. Okay, yeah, I see. So, yeah, neither of them have the path of the light that I'm trying to look at here. So, could you maybe just just get out a piece of paper and draw a little diagram?
It'll be the same angles. It'll be the same angles that current science understands. The angles will be the same.
That current
same as 47 degree, 52 degree.
Angles will be the same. Clarify for the audience, what is the angles that the current science says, and what's the path of light? Because I mean, I'm curious about what the path is. You say it comes, it somehow
42 degrees.
Yeah. So could you just
degrees for the primary rainbow, 51 degrees for the secondary rainbow. I'm looking this up in real time. So
okay, yeah. So I mean, all you've done is to quote some degrees, which is fine. But just for the audience's benefit, what is the claim that you were talking about? That is the mainstream claim, the current understanding of it. For them,
the water drops themselves directly are refracting and creating the rainbow within themselves.
Yeah. Okay. So you say that is how it does it,
and that's how mainstream understanding said it does it.
But you said that is how
at the right angle, sun's behind you, rainbow's in front of you at the right angles at the right time. That's how we get the rainbow. There is no glass, as mainstream science understanding. There is no glass in the sky.
Yeah.
So the refraction's happening from the light source, hits the water droplets, and it makes it right then and there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, but you're claiming something else. So what is your claim then, very specifically?
There is most likely some type of sky up above us. Well, most likely at least 3 layers of them, considering we see triple rainbows.
Okay. And what's the?
And if you don't think so, I'd love to see a triple rainbow. I mean, we could start with one. But this is just to let you know the roadmap of what you got to deal with.
Yeah.
Triple rainbow indoors, with the middle one being an inverted color pattern from the other two.
Yes, of course. So yeah, I'm just trying to get an understanding, and we can start with a single rainbow, and then move up from there. So I'm still wondering about the path that the light takes, from the sun to wherever to the eye eventually. What's that path?
I don't have a problem with any of that, but just quick Googling it. One site just says 42 degrees for the primary rainbow, and the second one's a 51 degree.
I'm not talking about.
So
your claim isn't that. That's not your claim. You've already said that. So your claim is something different than that.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, if you can't explain your claim, the actual physics behind it and where the light path would go, then you probably want to just retract your claim, and we can move on to a different topic. Maybe you could bring it, you could work it up a little bit, draw some diagrams, and come back a different day when you've actually done some research.
It was in the very beginning when you tried to say I was doing something. Do you have any evidence of a rainbow being made indoors where there is not a glass or plastic or crystal, some kind of prism glass?
You just back to the
in front of the light source.
Yes,
burden of
there
proof.
is one. There actually is a really big famous one that somebody did, making a rainbow indoors with water. They put like this shower, this waterfall,
but
light, and there was no prism.
Yeah, but that's beside the point.
I know that
that's beside the point, though.
Very
because,
interesting compared to flat Earth, but
it's a fantastic topic. I'm just waiting for you to back your claim. That's all. If you could just, back your claim.
Okay, well,
so just just the physics behind how it works would be, kind of a very basic minimum level starting point would be for you to just, have some sort of a, description, something somewhere, anything
I'm not sure what I can give.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe you want to just retract your claim and work on it a different day.
So you don't have any evidence of a rainbow being able to be made indoors without glass
again,
being in front of the light source,
that's a burden of proof
that's
fallacy.
the whole point.
Yeah,
I mean, if you don't have that, I understand. Nobody else in here has that either.
Once again, you are just shifting the burden.
Rainbows outdoors.
Yeah, here. I'll just
We're
drop it.
watering our garden. We make rainbows outdoors, and we go, ooh, look, the water's doing it.
So shifting the burden of proof. This was the one that Whitsitt plagiarized from the City University of New York website. Shifting the burden of proof, a special case of the argumentum ad ignorantium, is the fallacy of putting the burden of proof on the person who denies or questions the assertion being made. The source of the fallacy is the assumption that something is true, unless proven otherwise. So I'm just asking you to support your claim instead of shifting the burden of proof as you've been trying to do.
Can I ask why the rainbow has to be made indoors when rainbows happen outdoors?
Because the idea behind that is to eliminate, if this theory is true, and there is a glass sky in the sky, you would use an indoor source of light to eliminate that glass up there.
Yeah. Well, again, all you've done so far is claim that there is a glass up in the sky and claim that that's what causes rainbows. But you've completely failed. You've completely failed to provide.
Kilometers. You've never heard of that one?
Yeah. Let me finish my sentence here just before you jump in. All right. You've failed completely to describe the physics behind it, to describe the light path of the and the optics that are involved. All you've done is made these kind of vague claims. So, I mean, I'm just waiting for you to either support your claim and have some sort of a science-based description, some evidence-based, something empirical for what it is, or just, go back, sharpen your pencil, do a little bit of work on that, draw up some diagrams, and come back at a future time when you've had a little go at it.
All righty. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So it is you are Airplane who was talking with FTFE last night? Is that right?
Yes.
All right. Well, I missed the part. I think I started listening just after you left, so I haven't had a chance to listen back to it either. So, all right.
That's the gist of it. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Why don't boats have to dip their nose over the curve?
Mm-hmm.
Boats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the Earth was a big sphere, boats would have to dip their nose down when they go over the edge, just like planes have to dip their nose down. But when we see them in reality, they don't actually have to tip their nose down. Boats don't tip their nose down, so the Earth is flat.
Oh, don't forget submarines. They have to do it as well.
What?
Solid logic.
Oh, that sounds like it came from DMOC.
And torpedoes. Don't forget that torpedoes have to tip down to not fly out of the surface.
You know my
and since they don't, proof it's a flat.
My ugly identical cousin McFlatty tried to claim that the Earth was flat because frisbees didn't have to dip their nose.
That's solid logic right there.
Have you seen that video from McFlatty? It's quite something.
I find identical cousin hilarious. By the way,
ugly identical cousin.
Ugly identical cousin. Yes, of course.
All right, I will here. I pasted it there, and I will. I'm going to play it on my channel here. All right, hold on.
You guys think that's bad? You should see the Southern Star Movement videos that they're giving me.
All right, I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it on my channel. You'll hear it coming through there, I think. So just a second here. There it is.
Hey YouTube, McFlatty here. I have a disc, and I'm going to throw it so that the nose doesn't dip, and then that'll prove the Earth is flat. All right, here. Hold on. All right, I'm going to throw it now. Here we go.
He's not very bright. Poor guy.
I don't know, man. It would have to dip though. Like,
yeah, he's kind of point.
Maybe he just didn't throw it far enough.
I don't know. I mean, it seems that he got it He got it pretty far.
Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe there's a problem with that. Maybe he can throw frisbees too far. I don't know.
Well, frisbees are no fun anyway. Discs are where it's at.
Yeah, all these videos in the background are great.
How do you calibrate a frisbee?
How do you calibrate? I don't know. McFlatty would have to be the one to answer that.
The guy looks kind of round, doesn't he?
Who, McFlatty?
I meant more the giant Michelin man walking through the street.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, what's that? How's that happen to Flat Earth? How's ET fly like that on Flat
I don't know. But, a cameo from Flat Out. There you go. All right. Well, who said disc instead of frisbee?
I said disc instead of frisbee.
Globe Turd Society. You must play Ultimate.
No, I've never played Ultimate.
No?
I've played disc golf quite a bit.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
Frisbee is a trademark owned by Whammo, and they make the worst disc on the globe. Ultrastar by Discraft is the best Ultimate disc out there.
Yeah, Discraft makes good disc golf discs too.
Yeah, I mostly have Innova.
So, is it called Ultimate Frisbee? Do you guys have like razor blades glued around the edges of it or something? Or where's the Ultimate coming in?
So, yeah, you're thinking of the TV show, something, what is it? Peaky Blinders. They would put razor blades in their hats. But no, the name of the game is actually Ultimate, not Ultimate Frisbee, because Frisbee is trademarked. So it's just Ultimate.
And it's like Velcro.
Yes. And
you got to call it hook and loop.
Yeah, you don't throw a frisbee, you throw a disc.
Yeah.
So, all right, are we fresh out of flatties here now?
We might have a special guest coming in. Hold on, give me a second here.
A special guest. All right.
I was hoping Yaw Angle would come off mute. He's a spicy one.
Yaw Angle. Let me see there. All right.
Yeah.
I have as soon as I can, I have a video on eclipses coming out. With the now don't spoil it if you know who I'm talking about, but it's featuring the most hate-filled spiritual guru on the globe. He attempts to use flat Earth to prove prove eclipses. Eclipses prove flat Earth, and he's going to use flat Earth to show how they predict eclipses. To hilarity ensues.
Yeah, that should be fun.
It's another flat Earthers don't do their own research thing.
Disc logic.
Yeah. All right.
You didn't get that joke. Oh my god.
Disc logic?
Circular logic. Disc circular, get it?
Yeah.
Disc logic? Oh, what the hell?
Circular logic.
Yeah. Hey, and
Disc is circular. Okay, whatever.
Glass Sky Rainbow understands how Selenelian eclipses work. Very good. Good job there, buddy. Not only can the globe predict the time, date, location, duration of solar eclipses, but it can also predict for a lunar eclipse where the Selenelian will be viewable. That is also something that cannot be predicted using the Tupperware dome covered dirt pizza. So yeah, did Glass Sky Rainbow post that because Glass Sky Rainbow forgot that he was poing and was using the wrong account? Dude, if you're poing, you've got to like keep your account straight. Like, I don't know, maybe have like different logins, different web. I don't know what, but who, somebody should maybe give him some pointers on how to poe better so he doesn't accidentally disprove the flat Earth.
Light is straight, right? Light is straight.
He's not a flat earther.
There's straight light in the globe. There's straight light in the globe model.
Generally, light can bend when there is a couple things can cause it to bend. It can reflect, it can refract, and it can curve with the curving of space-time. So there's a couple ways that light can bend.
So it doesn't when you need it to, and it doesn't do it when you don't need it to. You can say no, it doesn't bend, but in every other situation, it
follows. There's certain laws of physics, and it does what we have come to understand physics does. So it doesn't do just what we want. It doesn't do our bidding. It works as it works according to the laws of nature. So yeah.
And if you're really, really, really quick, you can bend it with your hands, right?
With your hand, yes, but I don't know. That might not be possible since Bruce Lee died. So, yeah.
Bruce Lee could definitely bend light with his hands.
Yeah. I don't even know if Darth Vader could use the Force to bend light. So, yeah, and I had gotten the point. I'd gotten the point that that Glass Sky Rainbow wasn't a flurf. He was a living inside of a prison earther. So, and I see Sig looks like he's also a living inside a prison earther. Very, very.
You said before, the laws of nature, whereas flat earthers use natural law, or but they use, what is it exactly?
Well, it's just different words for the same thing. English isn't a super precise language, so
But what would be an example of a law of nature?
Snell's
Natural
law. Snell's law would be one.
Bohr's law? Duh. I
What's
think
that?
that's what it is. Bohr's law or Bohr's law?
Bohr?
Boyle. It's a gas law.
Boyle.
Yeah, Boyle.
Yeah, there's a handful of gas laws. Boyle's law.
Yeah.
And they all kind of converge into the ideal gas law. There's Ohm's law, which deals with circuits and stuff, and Faraday's law, and Ampere's law. I mean, we just keep basically you name almost any scientist, and you're gonna have a law named after them. Flurfs have their own laws. There's 3 at the moment. There's a 4th that might be appearing at some point here. There's
Flurfs has arrived.
A law of viscosity that's attributed to Newton, even.
What are the Flurf laws?
The 3 laws of Flurf. For number 1 is all Flurf citations contradict the Flurf's intention. So anytime they say, well, it was in this thing, we say, well, just, send it to me. And it happened last night with Apocryphon. He had cited something and he was reading it, and then he contradicted himself. That's number 1. Number 2 is all Flurf challenges are fake. So going all the way back to the very earliest ones, but you can even see like from, what's his name, from Zion, Illinois, had a $5,000 challenge that was fake. Dearth has a fake 3 Bitcoin challenge. Multiple people have submitted entries to it. He just doesn't accept them.
Yeah.
They never have clear, objectively measurable criteria. They never put money in escrow. They never even write down the rules, or not never, but generally don't. And they've never described an independent judging panel. So all are fake. Then the third law is it's the dual standard law. It's they have one standard for accepting flat Earth evidence and a different standard for accepting globe evidence that are on opposite ends of the spectrum.
I would have to say, MC Toon, that the greatest video I think you ever made is a couple months ago when can't remember his name, but he said he wanted he would pay somebody $10,000 to show them a picture of the Earth, and you made the video where you used his video to show, and you pointed.
Sergeant.
No, that was Santos.
Yeah, Monk Sergeant.
That was Santos.
No, Santos. Yeah, that was
Santos?
absolutely the funniest video that you have ever produced. And I swear to God, I lost it the first time I watched that video. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah, I forgot that one.
You want to know what Toon's best documentary was? When he was teaching Iggy Pop, if you will.
Gosh.
Trigonometry.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny. That freaking whoosh
2.5 hours on one principle.
He had no clue. He's like, I falsified Pythagorean theorem. I'm like, oh well, let's try it. And everything's right. You're like, but that's not the right way to do it. He wanted me, and I wish I would have. He wanted me to draw a triangle with the sides that are squared. The 3, 4, 5. He wanted me to draw a 9, 16, 25 triangle. Right? That's not how it works. You take the square root. No, that's wrong. Anyway, somebody said that there's a flatty around here?
No, I don't know if he's gonna show up.
Oh,
I think they've all been thoroughly, shown that they're either being dishonest to themselves or other people, because there's no evidence for it. Not heard a convincing argument yet, and I'm not a zombie either, so.
Yeah.
The greatest part about Iggy McToon is that all you did is change the variable names, and it screwed him up. He didn't believe that when you were doing it with the wrong variable names, that it was the same thing.
Oh yeah, he couldn't handle that. You remember Victor Kroot, the guy that got kicked out of basic training and thinks he's a 5-star general? He gets confused by the letters that are used in formulas. And so he thought, the last time I spoke to him on a video, he thought that he disproved the law of gravitation because he found another formula that used this lowercase g. Right? So
What?
yes. It was uppercase G. I don't remember what the formula was, but it was a different formula that used an uppercase G, and he's like, well, that's this, therefore the law of gravitation doesn't work. Like, that's not how it works.
Solid logic there.
I will tell the truth here.
Isn't it a-
You went on a little thing here. When I look at different math books and scientific explanations, and they have gamma and delta and all that stuff, I don't understand it.
Is
That's probably because I'm reading above my level.
Yeah, and yeah, certainly. If you're not doing math regularly, the math that you used to do, you're not going to be able to handle. Just jump right back into it. So nobody.
You don't
nobody's
use
at
it,
fault.
you lose it.
Yeah, if nobody's at
It's not
fault.
like
for
riding
it.
a bike.
Yeah, nobody's to blame for that. But if you're going to go around claiming that you're smarter than mathematicians and scientists, well, you better actually be able to back it up with something, right? For example,
smarter than like
one of
the judges.
That's one of the hard parts about flat Earth. One of the many hard parts about flat Earth for me is, generally speaking, unless you're doing math every day, even common algebra, people don't sit and think about common algebra every day. So it baffles me why someone like a flat earther who probably doesn't think about algebra every day wants to jump in to the deep recesses of black holes and the math that goes along with that. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Flat earthers just don't make sense, period.
They all right. So PhD Tony is reminding me it was the Gibbs free energy equation, which was correct. That's what Victor Kroot had found has a capital G, and he thought that somehow that was a problem.
What's the Gibbs free energy equation?
I don't know offhand. If you don't use it, you lose it. I haven't used it since probably university. So
Gibbs free energy is a way of determining whether or not a process can continue spontaneously. If the Gibbs free energy is positive, then that process will happen by itself. If it's negative or zero, you have to have something else promoting it. And it's a simple concept, but it's not simple to calculate.
Well, there it is.
There you go.
That was invented by Barry Gibb. You all remember?
Very good.
No. It was Brian Gibb, not Barry. Yeah.
It doesn't even need to go that deep. Like if you don't have like a really good understanding of like mathematics as far as like trig and calculus or anything advanced like that, walk outside and look at a sunset. Ask them to explain it, and they give perception, which is wrong. You go to a beach and you watch like boats go over the horizon, and their thing is, oh, zoom it back in. Then you go to the beach with binoculars, and it still disappears.
But yeah, it's never happened.
It's so surface level. Like you don't even have to get that advanced with it. It's so surface level to like just be like, yeah, that's wrong.
Level?
It's a globe.
Yeah, and I see that all the time. You see it on Facebook. Somebody's like, here's a picture of a boat where you just see here. You see one boat on the side. You see most of it, and over to the other side, you see a similar boat, but you only see the very top of it. They're like, oh, get out a pair of binoculars or a telescope, and you'll see it. Like you say that, but there's no video of a zoom actually reducing the amount of bottom-up obstruction. The only thing they ever do is they have like a tiny boat where they zoom out, it's too small to see. That's not the same thing.
I fucked up because I said surface level, so now all the flat earthers be like, oh, he said fucking level.
They have trigger words, yeah. Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
you don't know that it means conforming to the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Which is
say that
literally
word,
the fucking definition of level.
if you say that word around Bev, you know what he does.
Oh,
He needs a little alone time. You know what I mean?
Well,
if you say that word.
what Bev says is actually not even wrong.
Terry
he
just
says
put it.
level he says level is flat over a horizontal baseline. Yeah, that is true. But over a curved baseline, level is no longer flat.
Yeah, look at what Terry just put in the chat is my perfect example, and I know you brought it up multiple times too, and I know FTFE has done as well. Zooming in doesn't bring anything back over the curve. It doesn't.
Here's what I always.
I'm sick of hearing that stupid argument. I'm sick of that stupid argument.
Here's what I always go to. If me and Flat Earther X are standing at the beach, and there's a 175-foot tanker boat blocking our complete field of view, when that tanker boat goes over the curve, if you will, and appears completely underwater, get out your binoculars, get out any device, and try to zoom it in so it's completely blocking your field of view. You're not going to be able to do it.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, but I like how the Flurfers always use videos and images with heaps of refraction, and that's just not typical.
Yeah, they always use that. Oh my gosh! Flat Earth Dweller FE is in my YouTube live chat. Hey, Flat Earth Dweller FE, you could pop into the Discord server. The link is in the description, and then you could be the one to actually defend Flat Earth. At the moment, it's undefended, which is understandable. There's no defense of it, but you could do your hit me with your best shot.
I did have somebody mentioned sunsets earlier, and I did have a way to hilariously overthink it.
Yeah, I brought it up. Overthink it, please. I'd love to hear.
Right. So here I've posted an image of the sun near sunset. You might notice if you look very closely, the top of it is kind of a green-blue color, and the bottom is red. And that's an indication that higher frequency light is being loomed up more than the lower frequency light, which means that the sun must be loomed up. In total, means its geometric position is lower than where you see it. And this was taken right before sunset, which means the sun would have to be below the surface of the Earth on a flat Earth. So there you go. There's a way to overthink it.
The different frequencies are loomed up more.
Yeah, that's not even thinking that hard. That's just like critical analysis or something. I'm not discounting you. I'm just saying that's just something so simple that these diehard flat earthers just like, no. That's not true.
Gary Wybinga is the master at overthinking stuff like that. I wonder where he's at.
Hold on. Gary Wybinga has never thought. You need to back yourself up there.
No.
Their brains turn into like a steam engine. You can see it coming out of their ears.
So all right.
Don't put think and flat earthers in the same sentence.
So Doofus, you were saying that the different frequencies are refracted a different amount. And that's called, if in a photograph, it's called chromatic aberration. So a couple weeks ago, I was on a Mikey Smith's live stream, just in the live chat, and he thinks that he has a picture of the firmament because he has a picture of Sirius through a pair of gigantic binoculars. They're like clown binoculars, basically. They're real binoculars, but they're super big. And
they are funny looking.
And the whole thing, it's kind of a rectangular thing, right? Because a star is a point source. But in a camera, it looks like something's happening where it's getting rectangular in there, and one side of the rectangle is one color and the other side is another color, which is chromatic aberration. In high zoom, you get chromatic aberration. Unless it's a really good lens that's done things to adjust for chromatic aberration. So it's very clearly what's going on. So I wrote in the chat chromatic aberration, and he mispronounced it. And from then on, I kept typing it the same way that he was mispronouncing it. I forgot exactly what he was saying, but I got him thinking that was the right term.
It was funny.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, remember the Cations. They're good.
Yep.
Not remember the Titans, remember the Cations.
Don't Yep. Yeah, I don't know where the flatties are.
I don't know if you're up for some Demok tune, but Demok's in there right now.
Oh my gosh.
How could he be up for Demok?
I don't know if we can let Demok loose.
Yes.
The problem
He is
with
what we
Demok,
need.
and some people have said, you know, he has kids around him, and encouraging or allowing or somehow just platforming somebody that's talking like that in the vicinity of children is irresponsible.
Yeah.
So
Oh, don't worry.
I don't know. It's
children-
it's been so long. I don't know if he's fixed that issue
Yeah.
or what.
Well, maybe if he's not in the vicinity of children, we can dip our toe in the insanity pool that is Demok.
Please not. I'd rather debate you on flat Earth and be a flat earther than listen to Demok.
I'm underage,
That's
Mike. I'm
always
underage,
fun.
so yeah. Don't let him on. It'll hurt.
It's
my
always
ears.
fun listening to Demok.
Well, we'll see. I do have some super chats. Like Batman said hello or hey everyone, happy Tuesday. That's not Batman. I'm Batman. And then Stringers
And
once
then
said thank Titicaca, it's Taco Tuesday. I had tacos for dinner.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
I got a question for you, Toon. Who's your Batman? Mine is Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton, of course.
Oh, those are funny ones. Those are the funny Batmans.
Yeah,
I have
Michael Keaton. I agree, Michael Keaton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right here.
I don't know, dude. George Clooney was kind of good.
Clooney was
Those,
good. Yep.
Those are kind of wacky, but they were kind of fun too.
I have right here. Here we go. I have 2 copies on VHS of the 1989 Batman with Michael Keaton.
Nice.
Right there.
Oh,
right
hell
in
yeah.
my hands.
That's awesome.
Hey, I just want to go out on the limb and say Christian Bale was not that bad as Batman.
Nope, that's actually one of my favorite ones.
I
Batman
honestly
Begins is
liked it.
definitely a good story. Yeah, it's a really good story.
I like Christian Bale as Batman.
Yeah, that works.
I really like Christian Bale as Batman, and also because I was trying to think like he was the same guy from like American Psycho, who just
like
now
the
went to
newest
Gotham and became rich.
And
like
The
the
Machinist.
newest
Have you seen the Machinist?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's the one
Yeah.
where he made himself basically anorexic, right, to play the role.
Yes. He was wicked skinny in that one.
Yeah, I love Christian Bale. He's a good actor. But also with the Christian Bale Batman movies, you get fucking what's his name playing Joker.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah, Heath Ledger, which I still think is a very good Joker.
Wasn't Christian Bale in Ford? Wasn't Christian Bale in Ford versus Ferrari? Was that him?
Yeah, he was in that.
Yeah, he was in that with Matt Damon.
Yeah,
he was,
I love
he was
that
also
movie.
he was also in The Big Short, which I watched him in recently. He was in The Big Short. He played the guy made like $1.3 billion.
All right, let's. I want to look at the.
Anyway, sorry.
We got these pictures from Glass Sky Rainbow, who is a concave earther.
I'm
looking at the diagram.
I got a picture for you as well, MC Tune.
All right,
well, I'm gonna post it in the Discord now if it'll let me.
So it says here Stephen Christopher down on the lower right. That would be Lord Stephen Christ, who made some threats against the sitting president of the United States in 2 different instances, and found himself up in prison in a nut house, and then apparently he's no longer breathing, if you know what I mean. But so he's saying that the path of light here apparently is this blue line, which is inexplicable. Why would the light curve like that? What causes it to curve like that? What is the plausible mechanism for it? Nothing is provided. But again, here's this concave Earth with no.
That's the same curve
explanation.
that's the same curve that you easily waved off for your Selenelian eclipse. It's just the other way around. Same crazy curve.
I didn't wave off the
So
refraction.
surely it wouldn't be that tough for you to gulp that one down, would
Yeah,
it?
I didn't wave off Selenelian eclipses. I said that's correct. That's how it works. And we know that's how it works because light bends towards the denser medium generally. It's a little more complicated than that, but so light will bend downward near the surface of the Earth, not upward. That's just
Except
Snell's
when
law.
it does.
Yeah,
Except when it does.
Well, yeah, I mean, you'd need to provide a plausible mechanism and describe the situation to have some measurements to back your position. So, do you have any measurements to back your position? Any plausible mechanism why it would bend that direction? Yeah, I didn't think so. All right.
Astronomical refraction never bends up.
Yes, that's correct because the pressure is ever decreasing with as you go higher. There are in the bottom, 1 kilometer or more likely in the bottom, just several meters of the Earth. There are some more extreme conditions, but outside of there, you just get pretty consistent index of refraction always reducing with increasing elevation.
Yeah, the astronomical refraction, you don't even really have to bother meteorological conditions all that much. I mean, because most of the atmosphere is above, the troposphere, and then when you're looking at a celestial body, that's all in vacuum. So the consistency of the selenium is, it always refracts downward, which causes the selenium. Not except when it doesn't. No, it never does.
Yeah, and of course you can't say vacuum; you have to say near vacuum because they get pedantic.
Yeah, after about 8 or 10 or 12 zeros in a bar, I give up.
All right. Yeah.
And of course, I'm sure. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Erdich B. Tufu Queen Long says for $2 my weekly tithe to the Temple of Tune. I thought you'd enjoy that, Lael, because you kind of pressed that.
Coined that.
Yeah, I don't know if you coined
the
it.
Temple of Tune is the best temple. Neil deGrasse Tyson is the head high priest.
And of course, we've all seen, I think, or at least most of us surely have seen, inverted mirages, which were caused by very high temperatures at the surface, like over a runway, airport runway, or out across the desert where the light is bent up rather than down.
Yeah, that's in just a few centimeters.
That was caveated in astronomical refraction and along a runway, 2 different scenarios.
Yeah,
absolutely, about as different as it gets. Yeah.
Mr. E-Man has a super chat for $2 Australian that says to compensate for the abject lack of evidence for flat Earth. So, absolutely. Now let's see. I was going to talk a little bit about eclipses because I've done a little bit of work on them recently for the video I have. So who knows? Don't look it up. Don't Google it. Either Discord or in the chat. Who was the first to predict the path of totality for a solar eclipse?
Allie.
Wrong.
Jesus.
Yes.
It was about 65 years earlier.
It was Jesus.
Nope.
Was it Nathan?
Didn't overlap.
Nathan?
It was not.
Nathan
It was not a flat earther.
Was it before or after Galileo?
Oh, I gave you enough. I said about 65 years before Halley did.
Gary Y. Benga in the chat. How you doing, sir?
It wasn't Gary. No. The year was
It might have been Gary.
16.
Welcome,
Gary.
No, 1654. All right, I'll leave it at that.
Columbus.
Flat Earth Dweller wants Flat Earth Dweller wants the Discord link. The Discord link is in the description.
Get on in here.
That might be asking a bit much, maybe. So I will grab a new one. How about that? I'll grab this.
I'm trying. Was it a Greek guy? Because I think it's a Greek guy. I'm trying to remember his name.
It was 1654. It was not.
Oh, okay, definitely not a Greek guy. Yeah. Definitely wasn't a Greek guy that I was.
Was it more?
I was thinking it was Herodotus.
Nope,
but it's not.
More has a law, so it has to be more.
I just want to say something real quick while y'all try to figure this out. I still want Gary to explain how an equatorial mount can possibly work on a flat Earth. Because they only work on a globe.
Yeah, I love their explanation is it works.
Michael
it works across the central part of the sky for the flat Earth.
No, it doesn't.
As we would expect. Of course, it fails at the horizons, which means it is
well,
flat.
How? Go ahead.
It's designed to track around a globe.
Provide the geometry.
The
Provide the geometry.
Somebody said Tycho.
I have. I already made a video recently.
You made a video
showing. I made a video that explains why the angles would predict.
I'm gonna say Johannes Kepler.
All right. Can you not hear Gary talking?
No, I can't. I'm sorry.
All right. Yeah. Try not to overtalk him. All right. Well, Gary, go ahead and explain it since your video isn't here. Explain how it works.
Here, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get it and link it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Gary likes to include perspective in with an orthographic view.
Where did that flat Earth dweller guy go? He popped in and then he popped out.
Oh, he did? Oh.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right. Well, Globies, if a flatty shows up, back off a little. You can go after him later.
Yeah, I saw he popped into the welcome channel, but then he never. Oh wait, someone just checked in.
Oh, there's
yeah. I thought like 3 people just popped in here real quick, but I couldn't hear anything.
Doofus posted the 2014 eclipse. I'm going to Texas for that one.
I'm going to Vermont.
If anybody wants to go to Texas,
good luck.
If anybody's interested, let me know.
Well, if you're going to Texas, get some barbecue and shoot some guns. If you're going to Vermont, go snowboarding.
Oh yeah.
In April?
It don't matter up there.
Oh.
Yeah. We've got some land here in Texas, and I invite you guys to come. And it's right dead center of totality.
Nice.
Yeah.
Texas is dope as shit. Vermont's amazing for skiing and snowboarding. I went to school up there for a year, and it was awesome.
Yeah, no.
I live in New Hampshire, so I'm one state over.
Batman on Laserdisc. That's amazing. That's pretty cool. FE101 backup. That sounds amazingly dumb.
Eclipses don't work on heliocentric model.
Really?
Something tells me they do.
So the question is, will this provide the method for predicting eclipses on flat Earth?
Video unavailable.
The easy answer is no, because flat Earth doesn't exist.
Click it. Click the link. Video unavailable.
I got it. It works for me.
Oh, hey.
Why doesn't he come in here and run us through it?
Tune another flat earther's in. His name's Kosho.
Kosho?
Yeah. He's even Jewish.
A Jewish flatty?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This is a 51-minute long video. Sorry, we're not gonna sit through that right now. You're gonna have to explain it. How eclipses work with flat Earth.
It's saying the 2017 eclipse exposed that they don't work in the heliocentric model.
He says, long
Here's
story
a
short,
hint.
the eclipse.
That entire video uses the globe model.
Well, of course, that's the first law of Flurf. They say
There's another thing. You click on the video to watch it, and it's unavailable.
No, you can get to it. You have to click the watch on YouTube link, and then you can get to it.
Yeah.
And all their maps that they're using are literally globe projection maps.
But this, from the look of it, this isn't actually them showing how to predict eclipses on flat Earth.
No.
This is
it's
them.
Not, it's tracing it over a globe projection.
Yeah, this is them showing that they don't understand how the globe works, and not actually applying the globe prediction. So the globe to predict eclipses today, you can use VSOP 87 and ELP 2000 ephemerides to do the prediction. If they're not using actually the globe model to do the prediction correctly, then they're not doing it correctly. So he's like, well, it lasts way longer. Well, where is the actual application of one of the ephemerides? Nowhere. They don't do it. They just take a uneducated, ignorant guess at how long it should last, and they get it wrong. Good job.
Yeah,
Well,
or just
because
not,
we're going
or just not
66,000 miles an hour.
Or just not do it on a globe projection and say, hey, it's flat. Look at this globe projection. That's trademarked a globe projection. Look, it's flat.
Yeah.
But I would
stop
also like
using
to
the globe
thank
then.
you for helping me with Bitcoin.
I helped you with
Takes
Bitcoin.
way too long.
Oh, hey, Gary tagged his thing. Gary's got his math up. I see some drawings. This ought to be good.
I tagged it for the second time because you guys were talking. So
Some math. This is going to be amazing, Gary. You're actually doing math?
well, I just drew angles to show why the sun hangs up when it's expected to go down with the EQ mount. Of course, I know you guys. You got the standard refraction.
Okay, so
Of course, you guys, you have math. Don't get mad at me.
all
Got
right.
angles.
All right, so I have it paused here at the beginning. Now it looks like you've drawn on the left side you have 4 suns, and on the middle you have 2 suns, and it
No,
looks.
I'm just showing the width of the sun and how it fits in a 15-degree area in the sky, like if it's directly above you versus off in the distance.
Yeah, so directly above you, it looks like it's a bit more than 2 of your suns that you drew wide,
Yes.
and that's 15 degrees or 30 degrees.
I can't remember what I put on there. It might be 20 total. I think it was 10
20.
each
Yep,
side from
20
straight up.
total. So in the center, you've got a little more than 2 suns, are 20 degrees total. And I take it you use the same thing to trace out the circles there, right? And then over on the side, you've got more than 4 sun widths, and it's 20
The same
degrees.
20 degrees.
Yeah. So it is, if the sun is moving a consistent velocity, then as it's farther away, then it would trace out a smaller number of degrees in the same amount of time.
That 15 degrees off in the distance, in my view, the sky is parallel. Everything's moving parallel over the plane of the Earth. So they're parallel planes. So 15 degrees directly overhead is not the same amount of distance in between, one end to the other or I put 20, or 20 degrees off in the distance, which actually covers a lot more space, but it's in the same 50 or 20 degrees. But it covers twice the distance.
Yeah.
And that's why the sun, when the EQ mount is tracking at 15 degrees per hour, will always fail at the horizons, because it's that 15 degrees is actually a lot more distance. And that's why the sun always appears to kind of hang when they expect it to go down. That's why guys like Wolfie, when he shows him tracking the sun, his EQ mount keeps wanting to point down.
Sure,
but the sun is still up, and so he keeps adjusting his camera.
Okay, but
to
Gary,
keep the sun in the center.
just a second, Gary, before we get to the sun near the horizon, because in your diagram the sun is on the left side is probably 40 degrees above the horizon there, right? So
and it just gets way further.
Yeah. So all right. So let's keep.
I just only have so much room on my paper.
Yeah, just for this until we get this one covered. let's keep it above 40 degrees. The sun above 40 degrees for this discussion, right? So you've got
no.
directly.
Why?
Well, because I want to
So you can
understand
excuse away your refraction.
No, because you take it a step at a time. So I want to understand how from midday when you're between the tropics, because that's your diagram there. For the sun to be straight up, you'd have to be between the tropics, somewhere where the sun is directly above you, right? So that's your diagram there. That's fine. Of course, people live there, so they can observe this.
I can't give that depth perception on a plain piece of paper. So
yeah, so
of it being further.
So then over then to the left there, the same 20 degrees, even when the sun is still well in the sky. So this might be, just mid-afternoon, what you're looking at on the left side of this diagram. In the same amount of time, if the sun is traveling the same distance per unit time, then it would not have moved as many degrees. In fact, it would maybe be above you, that straight up one would be maybe 20 degrees between the 2 1/3 suns. And then on that second portion there, you've got two suns next to each other, and it's like 1.5 suns width for 10 degrees.
No, I believe I had 2 in each. Yeah, 2.5 in each.
Yeah. So
less than 2.5.
The amount of linear space between them doesn't match
much
the
more
angular
at the far ones than it is the ones directly overhead, right?
Yes, yeah. So even before we get to get past midday, mid-afternoon, we've got a discrepancy in how quickly the sun should be appearing to move in your diagram here.
Yeah. Well, we have the problem with the EQ mount tracking at 15 degrees per hour, and it starts to get ahead of itself off in the distance.
Yeah,
you
but
guys
not.
think that
Yeah, but
the
not
sun,
at this
you
elevation.
think that the Earth is rotating and the sun is arcing down over a curve.
But Gary, I'm
that's
still
why the
trying to
EQ mount
understand.
split.
I'm still trying to understand this particular elevation here. Not
Well, it's not
not
hard to
not the 15 degree. We're still at 40 degrees above the horizon here. So.
I should have kept it at 15 degrees to make it easier for you, McDoon.
Yeah, I mean, we can certainly get there once you describe how this would explain how the angular velocity of the sun would stay the same.
No, the sun is moving at the same speed.
Yeah,
But
I said angular.
That
Yeah.
20 degrees off in the distance actually is a lot more space, and so it sits in that 15 degrees when you start getting towards the horizon. That's why they start to mess up when they start getting near the horizon.
But Gary,
Bob even said it's the last 30 degrees where you got the major problem.
Yeah, Gary, it's well above 30 degrees though. We're still at 40 degrees by your diagram.
But it's
I'm just asking you for
reason
So
why your EQ mount is
using your diagram,
15 degrees per hour.
Yeah, using your diagram, Gary, could you explain using this particular diagram, which is the first frame of the video that I'm looking at? Could you explain why, even though the angular distance would be less, according to your diagram, the angular distance is less. Why does it still appear in reality to move the same amount for the same amount of time?
It doesn't. Have you ever watched the sun near the horizon?
I'm still talking
When
about
it's-
above.
when it's rising,
well above.
Hold on. Have you ever watched the sunrise?
Gary,
I filmed it this morning, and I'm going to make a video out of it.
You're still
It
leaving.
looks like it's just sitting there.
I mean, I'm looking
like-
at the evidence that I asked for your video. You gave it. Super. Let's talk about your video here. So your video here
Well, yeah,
shows
what's it talk
shows the
about?
sun at least 40 degrees above the horizon. So let's talk about that particular instance.
Okay, now you got to remember, there's no perspective. I don't have the ground sloping up. I don't have anything like that. I don't have the sky sloping down. It's just
Which
an
you wouldn't in
orthographic
an orthographic diagram. You wouldn't have
The
that.
EQ mount will fail at the horizon if it's tracking at 15 degrees
Okay,
per hour.
but Gary, your video
That's
isn't
pretty
about
late.
at the horizon. Your video is showing right in the middle of the day.
It doesn't matter. It's already messing up. That's why everybody, when they do, if they don't have like a camera tracker, that keeps the thing centered because it adjusts, or the King's rate adjustment to slow it down at the horizons. They don't have those, and they just put it on a motor, 15 degrees an hour.
All right,
It's always going to
Gary,
mess up it's always going to
Sure,
mess up
Gary.
when it starts getting past the center part of the
Gary,
sky.
I'm talking about the evidence in the diagram you brought today. Do you have a different diagram for near the horizon, maybe?
No, well, if I get a longer to paper, yeah, I guess I could put one on there.
Yeah,
But
why
it's
don't
just
you
gonna
do
get
that
worse.
so we can talk about it?
It's gonna get worse. You got to remember, on a
Because
shorter paper,
I'm interested in
that
talking
road,
about the video
long
that you
distance,
pasted today.
You do know that, right?
Gary, I'm interested in talking about the video that you pasted here today. So
Yeah.
let's talk
And it's
about the
demonstrating
one.
why your EQ mount will fail at the horizons at 15 degrees
But
per
this
hour.
isn't at the horizon. Your diagram doesn't show at the horizon,
It
Gary.
doesn't matter. It's as it nears the horizon, it's going to start to fail.
But
It's
Gary,
not going to keep it centered.
But Gary, you have shown by your diagram
Neptune.
that for flat Earth, it does not work in midday.
No, it would work in midday because you're
Well,
just
how?
getting
I'm looking at the
central
diagram.
part of your sky.
Your diagram
from wherever
requires
you're
that
at,
it wouldn't
you're
work
giving the mid
midday.
part of your sky, and that's why it works in the midday. That's why when they do their astrophotography, they try to get the highest point of the sky, the highest, the more directly overhead that they can, and a short distance to get their pictures because they have less variation in the way it tracks.
All right,
And
Gary,
that's why they do that.
Got it. But Gary, I asked you for evidence. You said you had a video. You put the video in the description, in the chat. Super. I got it. It's up on screen. This is your chance to talk to the thing you brought. The exact thing that you brought is up on screen for everybody to look at right now. So do you want to talk about that or something else?
I already talked about it.
Got it. All right. Well,
it shows why
thanks,
the
Gary.
angles to a parallel plane.
Thanks, Gary.
A parallel sky over
Thanks,
a parallel
Gary.
plane.
We'll see you later.
At the angles
Bye-bye,
are
Gary.
gonna
All right. Gary does not want to talk about the diagram that he brought, but I will explain for people that everybody else so we can enjoy a little chuckle at Gary. Directly above, the EQ mount would move 20 degrees for while the sun
going on and on, Gary.
Yeah.
Gary, you're the one going on and on.
Can people stop talking? Lael, don't talk, please. All right. I mean, I muted him myself, right? He can keep talking there if he wants. I'm talking to my YouTube audience and anybody interested on the Discord server. Gary showed by his diagram that when the sun is directly above, the sun would move about 2.3 sun widths for 20 degrees. And then later in the day, when it's well above the horizon, 40 degrees or more, it would move about 4.5 sun widths for 20 degrees of angular change, completely destroying the idea that it moves 15 degrees per hour well above the horizon. Gary has completely destroyed his own point. Thank you, Gary. I love it when you affirm the first law of Flurf. So, all right. FE Dweller, are you here? He has posted a few things.
Dweller's in the chat, but he's not in the actual VC here.
Too bad.
Yeah. Gary, he can't hear you anymore. He muted you locally. Yeah.
I mean, Gary, you didn't want to talk about the evidence you brought, so.
Gary, you're
it's
just
kind of
saying nonsense, dude. That's why he muted you.
Yeah, and you wouldn't let me talk. I mean, I asked you a question, you talk about something else. I ask you a question again, you talk about something else. So it's kind of embarrassing for you. So I'm kind of saving you your embarrassment.
No, it doesn't. That's simply a lie. That's simply a flat out lie.
Hey,
how many
hey,
times
Leslie,
have you tried to-
Leslie, if you're going to talk to Gary, go somewhere else. Seriously, Gary's done. All right. With me, I mean, Gary can talk later. Or if Gary wanted to bring up evidence on a video and then talk about the actual video that he brought up, that'd be super. I'd love to entertain that. But
in the interest of keeping Discord clean, we're going to mute Gary.
Hey, MC2, D-Mock is shooting his mouth off right now about eclipses, so maybe he's ready for it.
We also got APOC in the chat here. What's going on, APOC?
Oh, APOC.
No, we had
there
APOC.
he is.
Oh, there he
he's
is.
back. He's back.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, just supporting you, man. It's coming. Listen to this. How's it going? How's it going, McToom? What's up, Mike?
Good.
I was come to listen.
I see. Yeah, I see. D-Mock is talking, but in the text chat. Yeah.
Give us something to chew on, APOC.
Yeah, D-Mock saying a lot, but not saying anything at all, like normal.
What is he saying?
He says
I'll read
3
the chat.
balls on 1 light,
Oh, he
2 rocks
Yeah,
so hard to globe, and then
he's talking about eclipses.
And then Mortis said I'd get that looked at. Yeah, D-Mock, you should maybe see a doctor about that.
What is Bailu? No, that is.
D-Mock thinks he figured out eclipses by having 3 rocks and 2 lights and a magical space fairy sprinkling dust on his argument.
Oh, D-Mock is
Earlier
always
you had a quiz question.
Yes.
I got a quiz question for you. Who invented the equatorial mount?
I don't know. It's been
Joseph von Fraunhofer.
Oh, Fraunhofer, that makes sense.
1826 is when he died.
Okay. And what's the alternative to an EQ mount for a telescope? There's another quiz question for people.
The EQ platform.
Equatorial.
A DQ, obviously, it disqualifies you. Oh.
It's called
the L to Az mount.
A celiostat is what. Now maybe there's others too, but celiostat was what they used in the 1919 eclipse observations in Principe and Sobral that Eddington and
what is this glass guy doing right now? I'm sorry, I'll mute myself. He's doing some Zionist anti-Semite shit.
Yeah. Why do they have to be like that? Could you read the room?
Yeah, not supporting terrorism.
Why don't you
would be
scold the
pretty cool,
person
man.
who disrupted VC to mention the route to news? You disrupted VC, retard. What are you speaking for?
Who are you
I want Kosho to speak up and debate.
Sorry
He's
for
a bad
Cortanda's dis.
Come on,
guys,
Glory.
let's continue.
Stop it, man. Come on, Glory. Kosho's here? I'm not even checking who's here. Kosho's here?
Kosho's here and he's a flat earther. He needs to debate Toon.
Kosho's not a flat earther. How will be frozen that day comes. Kosho's here? I haven't talked to Kosho.
Oh, he told me. He said he's a closet flurf.
What's up, Kosho?
I mean, if there was good enough evidence, Kosho probably would be a flat earther.
Yeah, guys, this is MC Toon's time, so we need to try to let him. Everybody don't need to overtalk MC Toon. We need to try to get back to him.
But yeah, so. Kosho, I know you're not because you're on a video of Oakley yelling and swearing at people, and he's yelling and swearing at you.
Which video is that? I rarely try to lose my temper on that show, but he often caused me to lose my temper. But what do you remember what the topic was?
No, it was a clip of that I had found of him yelling and screaming at people, and you were one of the people that he was yelling and screaming at.
Yeah, that's how it goes down over
there. That's his style. That's all he's got. Yeah, I think it's funny that the show is called the Flat Earth Debate, but there never once has been a debate on there.
No, he's scared of it.
Yeah. I did have I talked with Flatzoid last week. Flatzoid had agreed in text chat DMs to that the topic was going to be the magnitude of the 9.8 meters per second squared downward acceleration. He refused to actually present anything. He did say he would present something if I first did, and then I had a hard time getting through because he was constantly interrupting me. I finally did get through, and then he refused to present his side. It seems that no flat earther can explain the 9.8 meters per second squared downward acceleration.
But you changed the topic by refusing to change the topic.
That's exactly what happened. He tried to change it. Boats unresolvable bottom first because of angular compression. Would I like to discuss that with Gary? I'd love to hear him apply, only if he can actually show the application of the Rayleigh criterion, because he says the Rayleigh criterion is at play. So yeah, tell you what, I will unmute Gary so he can walk us through the application of the Rayleigh criterion. If you can't walk us through the application of the Rayleigh criterion, Gary, then you have just lied. So, all right, go ahead, Gary.
Please, why are you going to do that to us?
It won't
Here
last.
we go.
It won't last. We know he lied.
He can't stand it when he's shown to be wrong.
Go ahead, Gary.
That's why he muted me.
Show the application of the Rayleigh criterion instead of crying.
Play the video. Play the video.
Go ahead, Gary. I'm not. This
Play the
isn't.
video.
This isn't play video
Should I
time.
talk as I go in the video? Play the video.
Oh my gosh.
Are you afraid?
Video? Why does he need a video when you're here?
You can speed it up. You can speed it up.
Gary, why does he need a
when
video
you don't have
when
enough
we're here? Just
angular
describe.
separation between 2 points where you can resolve them as separate, and that's what happens with the bottom of the ship in that video and the bottom of the turbines in the video that are very clearly marked. So the bottom of the ship is red, the bottom of the turbines is yellow. And as he backs off the zoom, the first part of the ship that you can't resolve is going to be the bottom compared to the top.
What video?
I'm playing the video now.
I posted it in the chat.
Is
Do it again.
is the video in is the video in 144p?
It doesn't matter, does it?
Oh
It
wait!
kinda
Oh
does.
hey, this. Oh wait. Okay,
No,
so
it
this
doesn't
video.
matter. It
It's
does the
actually
same thing as
720.
the original, so that's why do you think I made the video?
Is it
Because the original
4K?
showed it.
Is it in 4K?
The original was.
What
I can. You want me to show one of your videos doing
did
the
you
same
screen-
thing? Hey,
did you
B-ball.
screen record it?
B-ball. You want me to show? You want me to link another video
No, hey,
that shows the boat?
Gary, hey, Gary, hey,
Or a
hold,
building?
hold on a second. Gary, where is this video shot from?
Screen recorded.
I screen
He
recorded.
screen
but
recorded
it's,
it in
Okay,
in
that's fine.
It's that,
144p.
it's that Dr.
Where is
It's
it?
that Dr. John D.
Looks really close.
I
to
don't
the
know.
water,
I'd have to
too.
go find it. You can play the
Okay,
video.
can
It's
you?
just, it's
Well,
just
okay, well, we'll play the
okay, just
video.
play the damn video. Don't be
I'm playing it.
hold
I'm
on.
playing it right now.
We'll play it in a
I'm not going
second.
to go
but
searching
where
for
is
it
it
right
shot
now.
from?
We've got limited time. I
What?
don't know.
No,
You have to
we don't
go
have
back and find
limited
the
time.
original. Okay, I don't know. I have limited time, and you guys have limited time.
Describe
McToon will
Hold
mute me.
Everybody else talking chill.
I've been playing it for a
Okay,
minute.
just play the video.
I just want to
It's
know.
very clear. You can see it quite clear.
Yes,
that's
we
D-Ball's standard reaction because
No,
he doesn't like it that I did it with his videos too.
Listen,
No,
Gary,
because you
I'm
do it
not.
with-
I'm not
I'm talking
MC2.
I'm not talking
I'm
with
asking
McToon.
you a question.
Isn't this a thing?
Calm
with McToon?
down.
Pay attention.
Okay, put McToon back on, or just go away.
Supposed to be MC Tune.
I'm playing your video there.
Okay.
It's probably low quality.
It doesn't matter. You can go to the original. That's why do you think I
Yeah,
made the
it kinda
video?
does.
Because the original showed it, and it was higher quality, so you can go to it. Just like I can go to your video. They can
Oh
play
my
your
gosh.
video, Paul, that I took a clip from, and
Nope.
it does the same
Yeah.
exact thing.
Gary,
If you have
how
a
many
quick quality
times have I
video,
Goodness,
told you?
Gary.
Okay,
How
so
many
you,
times
you,
have I told you that it doesn't
B-ball,
matter?
B-ball, you got
what's the
damn
original?
little excuse.
I'll go.
Right.
I'll go watch the original. What's the original?
I don't know. I can't.
All right.
I'd have to go find it
All
right
right.
now, and I don't know where to
All
find
right.
it
Can I
right now.
just make
This
a
is
statement?
too many
Please?
people.
Can I make a
Hold
statement
on.
without you cutting me
Very,
off?
Too
very
many
deep.
people. I'm
So
gonna
you
I'm
cited
gonna
some-
leave.
so
I'm gonna
you
leave.
cited
Okay,
something
y'all got
that-
it.
Oh my goodness. All right, so I left the server for a minute. They won't shut up. Too many cooks in the kitchen there. But here we have the video. What we're seeing actually is, and I'll back it up to here. This is just low quality video compression is what it is. The increasing blurriness as you go farther and farther. And you can see it. Now look right here at the windmills, right? The windmills are not being obstructed as you go farther. Just the bottom, you can see the bottom has a different color there, right? Over on the left side there, you can see the bottom has a different color. But as you move farther out, that just gets blurred. And that is the low quality video compression is what you're doing. You see that here, the in the middle, the windmills on the middle, you can see are still there. Over on the left, they're starting to get just blurred out, and farther to the left, you can see some compression artifacts. So this is all just a low quality video here. And as it gets farther, the video can't compress that detail, and it just leaves the detail out. So it's pretty standard compression. It's not, at this point, this isn't Rayleigh criterion. Now you can see you can't even tell where the water and the sky intersect. at this point. So that's not what he thinks it is. Of course, it is simply bad video compression. So I'm going to jump back in here and see if Demonstryde can wrangle that little control in there.
His show and he's
All
talking
right.
to Gary.
I'm back
Everybody
here.
else don't need to be cutting and trying to talk to Gary. We need to let Gary and MC Toon talk. Nobody else needs to talk.
All right, thank you. All right, Gary, I watched the whole video. What do you got? Oh, Gary's serving me. There we go. All right, Gary. I watched the whole video.
Yes, go ahead, McToon.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, it looks like you have some pretty low quality MPEG compression there.
Okay, you can go to the original. You can go to the original if you want. One of these guys said he found it. He can link it in there. You can watch it. And you're going to use B-Ball standard excuse, even though you can go to B-Ball's. I did the same thing with B-Ball's videos. I got 2 or 3 of his that I did the same thing. And he complains about low quality, but you can go watch his original videos, and it does. That's why I did it. That's why I made the screen recording, because it shows exactly what's happening.
Sure. All right. Somebody have the original? I mean, the original might be low quality too. If the original is low quality, it's not going to be any better going to the original.
The original wasn't low quality, and it's just going to show exactly the same thing.
Okay. Well, does anybody?
It's Rayleigh criterion. That's compression and Rayleigh criterion effects.
All right, but
things get smaller at distance. They compress. Visual space compresses. When the visual space between those 2 points compresses to the point where you can't resolve them as separate, guess which one's going to show? It's going to be the one that's closest, and that's going to be the floor or the surface.
That's not the Rayleigh criterion.
That's Rayleigh criterion is just when the angular separation between 2 points is insufficient to resolve them as separate anymore.
Yeah, but the Rayleigh criterion doesn't. But please show me where the Rayleigh criterion chooses the closest versus the farthest.
It doesn't matter. It's just points. There's points all over the ship where the Rayleigh criterion is taken effect.
I'm just waiting for you to.
It just happens to be the red portion at the bottom of the ship and the yellow portion at the bottom of the turbines.
Just waiting
next
for
to
you
the
to
surface, and they
support your
become
claim.
unresolvable. While you can still see the top of the ship or the top of the turbines.
Gary, once again, Pluvy Lemon Optics showing you no shit about optics.
No, it's not lemon optics in here.
It is.
Somebody else is jumping in.
All right. Well, too bad that server's not working. All right. Let's see here. Let me get back to. I'll let Demonstryde know that he's gonna have to. Just a second. All right, let me maybe Demonstryde will fix things a little bit in there. While that's happening, I'll have a look at some super chats. Thank you for the super chats, people. Amadeus Arkham says thank you so much, Mike. You have no idea how much that meant. Well, thank you, and glad to have Penny with me today. Chris Hoffman is a member at Newton, and Mr. E-Man upgraded to Einstein. Thank you, Mr. E-Man. String News 1 says indoor lighting is too advanced for flat earthers. Now, that's talking about the rainbows inside. And the inside rainbow thing, of course, there are rainbows inside. And when he and I had noticed how he quantified that or qualified it. He rejected any possible rainbow indoors by saying there can't be any glass involved. Or plastic. So how is it that you might have a light source that is full spectrum enough to not have to produce light that you could use to test that claim. You couldn't. He had moved the goalpost so far that it was impossible. That's why I was simply asking for him to draw the diagram, because then I could test by, if he had the diagram, which he won't draw, then I could say, well, the light source is over here. It doesn't match where you think it is. So, Caucasian Sensation says, OMG, boats dipping their noses. I think that was sarcasm. NA has a member super chat that's hands clapping. D6 has a super chat that's looks like it's 100 Czech, whatever CZK, Czech currency. Do you know why ships disappear bottom up? Because captains have orders by NASA to pick up water to the ship to lower their submersion proportionally to the distance from the shore. Checkmate. Yes. Pronouns, a member at Newton. Thank you for that. We got Srunda's one says right off. All the flirts are hiding on our bridge, laughing at the Globers for having nobody to debate. Well, yes. See, flatties, they want to spread their religion, but they don't want to be challenged by us. So they want to bring people into their echo chambers where they can't be, they can't be challenged with actual, prove your claim, send evidence for it. You didn't prove flat Earth. All you're doing is showing that you don't understand the globe. They can't do that. So, NA says Batman sucks. Iron Man is better. What are you talking about? I mean, I like Iron Man. All right. PhD Tony corrected me on Erditch's name pronunciation. Says your dick be too blank long. Yes. I didn't get that one. I was trying to pronounce it phonetically. Dave Kircher says, thank Titicaca, it's Tuesday, and thanks to Superman for keeping us attached to the spinning globe. Yes. Flatsoy did finally make a claim. He said that Superman throws kryptonite to keep things down. Serena's one says, now show a sunset, Gary. Gary never, oh my God, he likes to talk about the Rayleigh criterion, but he doesn't actually understand the Rayleigh criterion. PhD Tony says, how does the orientation of the sunspots remain fixed in Gary's model? How does the sun stay the same angular size? It's a great question. I will ask him that. He probably, I don't know if I will be able to. Serena's one says the windmills should dip in the water. Yeah, I mean, you think about it. If a building is obstructed partway up, well, the top of the building has been shifted down. If it's something other than the curve of the Earth, what's causing the top of it to shift down? Never know. Flirts like to hide their light under a bushel. That's funny. All right, I'm going to jump back in here. See if they got things figured out. Let me go in here. I got to get the link. All right.
Exactly what parallax
All right.
was.
I'm back.
Hold on, everyone. Let Gary explain. Let Gary explain to us.
Tune's back.
All right, so I left because everybody was talking. I can't do it. I'm not here for everybody to talk. So Globers, I'm only here for another half hour. So just back off, then you can all jump in later. All right.
Hey, this is the moderator, and I want all the Globers on here to listen. You will be server muted by me if you interrupt Tune one more time.
Thank you. All right. All right, let's hear the application, Gary, of the Rayleigh criterion.
Okay, Rayleigh criterion is there's a limit when you no longer have enough angular separation between 2 points to resolve them as separate. That's Rayleigh criterion. It happens all over the place. It's not just at the horizon. It's all over the ship. That's why you lose details. That's why things like when a car moves away, you can read the license plate when it's close. After a little distance, you can't read the license plate anymore. That's Rayleigh criterion effects, because all that space is becoming compressed to the point where you can't resolve any of the numbers or letters anymore. Same thing with the bottom of the boat in that or that ship. That was red. The red portion at the bottom, yellow portion at the bottom of the turbines. As you back off the zoom, everything compresses, right? Just like everything compresses when it moves away from you. The angles become acute. Everything compresses. You lose detail. And so the surface, you got the ground and the bottom of the ship. The bottom of the ship is closer to the ground than the top of the ship. That's why the bottom is going to reach that Rayleigh criterion limit and surpass it before the top of the ship. Even though you lose detail over the whole thing, that particular portion closest to the water is going to be the first thing that you can't be resolved compared to the top, because the angle is narrower.
What angle is narrower?
Your angle to the bottom, just take an angle to the bottom of that red portion and the top of that red portion. That's a space between there, right? Is there a space between there? That has a space, right? An angular distance between the top of that red portion and the bottom of that red portion. There's a separation there, right? Now, as you back off the zoom, it compresses to the point where you can no longer see it. And that way you can't see that red portion in relation to the surface anymore, because there's not enough angular separation between those 2 points when you back off the zoom. It's Rayleigh criterion. That's compression.
Okay. But Gary, but the Rayleigh criterion does not cause things to be unseen.
Unresolvable. If you can't resolve it, you can't see it.
Yeah, you can't see the detail.
Did the red portion
so
McToon, did the red portion become unresolvable where you couldn't see it anymore? Did the yellow portion at the bottom of the turbines become unresolvable where you couldn't see it anymore?
Okay, unresolvable does not mean invisible.
Okay, if it's unresolvable, you can't see it, right?
Wrong.
No, right.
I mean, I have the Rayleigh criterion definition from Hyperphysics on screen right now. The Rayleigh criterion is generally. I was reading it, so let me read it. Okay, the Rayleigh criterion is the generally accepted criterion for the minimum resolvable detail. The imaging process is said to be diffraction limited when the first diffraction minimum of one image of one source point coincides with the maximum of another. It's about detail. It's not about not seeing things. It's about resolving detail. So you can't see on a ship that has very small lettering, you can't see the letters when it's too small, but you still see the portion where the letters are. It's just all blurred into the same color. So if it's an area that has lots of words, and it's got a white background and black text, then it might be kind of a smudgy gray, but it doesn't become invisible.
It does become invisible. There's things out there you can't see, but you can zoom in on and see.
Okay,
right.
Well, then where is it becomes invisible? Gary, I'm gonna ask for you to
zooming in.
Gary, just citation where Rayleigh criterion says things become invisible.
They become unresolvable, which is the same thing.
No, they're not. Unresolvable means you cannot make out detail. Invisible means you do not see them.
That's why it looks like the bottom is becoming.
Gary, I'm just where does the Rayleigh criterion make things invisible? Just show me the citation.
You want me to give you another one? I think I just posted it, actually.
Just show me the citation where the Rayleigh criterion makes things invisible.
That's another one of B-ball specials.
I'm just waiting for you to. I'm waiting for the citation that says that Rayleigh criterion makes things invisible.
Well, when you can't resolve them as separate, then what happens, McToon?
Then they blur. Can you show where it says they're invisible?
Okay, so that's when you just surpass the limit. What happens when you keep moving away, McToon?
Larger things become blurred.
Oh, it just becomes a smaller blur until you can't see the blur.
Yeah, all of the light in that area becomes the same color. They just get all merged together. I'm just
all the Greeks
waiting.
In the past, did they use their telescopes to tell if a ship was becoming unresolvable because of curve?
You're deflecting from your claim. You've claimed that the Rayleigh criterion makes things invisible. I'm waiting for you to support.
But one of your guys' claims is that
you're deflecting, Gary.
Ships disappeared bottom first.
Gary,
they didn't even have telescopes, did they?
Gary, why are you deflecting?
Oh no, I'm not deflecting.
You are 100%
saying that
deflecting,
unresolvable is still
Gary.
blurred, but it might be at first. Yeah, at first it blurs, but after it keeps going
just
away,
waiting, Gary.
and you keep backing off the zoom, it becomes unresolvable. You can't even see it anymore.
Yeah, unresolvable does not mean
Not even on
invisible.
a screenshot.
Unresolvable does not mean invisible. Unless you have a citation for that. I've never found it in all of the stuff that I've done investigating Rayleigh criterion. I've never once seen any talk of Rayleigh criterion talking about something becoming invisible.
Unresolvable.
Yeah, unresolvable is different.
Separate. So you got two portions there. You got the red portion and you got the surface. It comes to a point where you can't see the red portion at the bottom of the ship as separate from the surface. It surpasses the Rayleigh criterion. You can't see it.
Yeah, so then the top of the surface. The top of the surface.
You can still see the top of the ship.
Why won't you let me talk, Gary?
Go ahead, McCune.
You're a damn child, Gary.
Oh,
you're just a child.
Who interrupts constantly because he's a little wussy. He mutes.
All right, there you go, dickhead. All right, everybody else, you can jump in now. Gary didn't want to talk. Anyway, let me make it clear. The Rayleigh criterion never makes something invisible. It makes things unresolvable. You cannot make out the detail. In the picture that Globe Turd Society posted, you can see just the sails of the ship. Just the sails. I'll put it up on screen here on my YouTube. Just the sails. So Gary can't explain why the top of the ship has moved down in view because if the horizon there is right in the middle of that picture there, right? And really, if it weren't for the Rayleigh criterion, Gary's Rayleigh criterion, then the bottom of the ship immediately above the water, the part of the hull immediately above the water would be there, right? And the sails would be significantly higher. Somehow, magically, due to Gary's Rayleigh criterion that nobody knows about but Gary, the top of the sails have also moved down for no reason at all. Why? Gary has no idea why. It's just magic, and it's because it has to for him.
He didn't want to admit the difference between unresolvable and invisible, did he? It's like
he equated the two.
Claim the minute unresolvable, it's invisible, but it's not. It's like you said, it's blurry. There's still something there.
Tune, I have a much simpler example. I have 20/70 vision. If someone were standing next to me and we are 10 feet away from a leaf and he had 20/20 vision, he could resolve more detail on that leaf than I can, but that doesn't mean I can't see the leaf.
Yep.
Or resolve even any portion of detail on that leaf.
Going back to the ship, I think this is another important thing. The viewer, we don't know how high the viewer is for this. We can say, let's say there's examples at least, and so let's say that this maybe is an example of that, but we can pull up one that's exact if you need, but we can do a little understanding of this. Let's say that the observer is 10 feet high, and let's say that the top of the ship above the surface of the water is also 10 feet high. Right, so the hull is the edge of the hull above the water is 10 feet above the water. Now, which is closer? What part of the ship is the closest part? That would be the hull at 10 feet high. That's the closest to the observer. The hull right next to the water is a little farther away because it's a triangle, right? It's the hypotenuse of a triangle. And then 10 feet above the hull is part of the sail. Right? And that is the same distance away from the observer as the ship that's right next to the water. Honestly, it's a little farther away because the hull is a little closer to you than where the sorry. Oh, need some Toonshine. Right. Anyway, the sail, we're just going to say, imagine that it's the same distance. But all of the sail that's higher than 10 feet above the hull is still farther away from the observer than the hull that's immediately next to the water. Yet you can see those sails. And there's no reason why the top of those sails would be moved down in your view. Further, the water that you're looking at there, you're not seeing the water that's immediately next to the hull. You're seeing the water that's part way between the observer and the ship. Why are you seeing just that edge of it? And in this picture here, you can even see little wave features, right? And I have actually a video I did myself, and I'll show it right here on the YouTube channel here. I'll put it in the chat on Discord and on YouTube. This video I took myself with a P1000. You can see I'm at like 4 seconds in. I'll go a little farther here. Right there, you can see the edge of the waves moving along, and those waves are not 20 miles away. Those waves are just a few miles away. I've confirmed that because there's a buoy in a different portion of this video that you can see. You can actually see the buoy right at the edge of the vision. So that's just like 6 miles out, about maybe 5 or 6 miles is the buoy. Yet these buildings are somewhere between 30 and 40 miles out. You don't see the surface of the water between where the buoy is. You don't see the sand of the beach. You don't see the lead up to the foundation of the building. You don't see the pool and the chairs of the pool and the tiki bar in front of the building. None of that there. Why? All of those are higher than I was when I was observing this. It was about 10 feet high. None of that do you see. It's all gone. None of that is explained by Rayleigh criterion. Plus, the top of the building has been moved down in your field of view for no reason, no offered reason. Rayleigh criterion doesn't cause something to shift where it is in your field of view. So
I honestly don't know how they can look at this and think of anything else other than convexity of water. I mean,
yeah, Rayleigh criterion doesn't do it.
Yeah, hey Mike, if I might.
Yeah.
Not only that, but the Rayleigh criterion is not affected by the focal length of the lens. It's nothing to do with the focal length of the lens.
That has to do with the aperture.
That's right. Only the aperture. Again, won't help.
Yeah. So Gary, in typical Gary fashion, gets the crappiest video possible, where we have Doofus here with a video that's a pretty high quality one, where you can definitely see the edge of the waves. You can see clearly the container ship behind the edge of the waves there. And you can make out details on the containers, in fact. So Rayleigh criterion doesn't come into this one at all, because none of this is blurred or moving into some sort of a messy, either video compression lameness or some bunch of water droplets in the air that sometimes can make everything look fuzzy. None of that's happening here. Very crisp and clear. So thank you for that one, Doofus. So Apocryphon says that water has been measured flat. It's not convexed like that. But Apocryphon, it has not been measured flat. I can show you measurements of water not being flat. Do you not? All right. And actual measurements.
Was it Rakia measuring the surface of the water to be flat by establishing several planes over 2 miles and then putting stakes in the water and You know, they all maintain the same level above the water, according to him.
Well, does he have? I've not seen this.
Evidence? No. He says that it docked him once, so he's not going to do it again.
Okay, well, that which can be asserted without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. So, anyway, I will. Let's see here. Let me get this one, the one I want here. There it is. All right. This is done by a surveyor, the type of person that's the right kind of person to be doing this kind of thing here. There, Gary Kozlowski set up across a lake a target, and he measured the actual dip. He set up both the theodolite and the target at the same elevation above the water. And he measured over the course of, in the one I posted there, 0.48 miles, so about half a mile away, 0.15 feet of dip. And if you apply the 8 inches per mile squared to that, you'll find it's the correct predicted amount for the globe. He didn't do it just at 1/2 of a mile. He did it at about 1.5 miles. There's that one there. And I'll jump down to the bottom where the summary is. Here we go. Ooh, that's pretty big. So over the course of it's 1.38 miles, there's a drop of 1.28 feet, which again matches, if you did the 8 inches per mile squared, you'll find it matches as well. So there's 2 measurements of the surface of water being curved, doing appropriate measurements, using the types of instruments that you would be using. That would be a good instrument to be doing that type of measurement.
So, yeah, but you can't do that. Tune, you have to use lasers at night. Come on.
Yeah, of course. And it's noteworthy that he did it on an overcast day, and he did it so that the line of sight was above the surface of the water. It never got close to the surface of the water during the path of the light there. So when you're doing an observation, or which they generally are, not a measurement, where the path of the light goes really close to the surface of the water, you're maximizing the refraction. And they don't measure it generally. There have been a couple times when flat earthers have measured it, but it doesn't work out in their favor.
In the survey textbook, particularly my old one, it specifically states, avoid skimming lines of sight. And since it's old, it's like 1925 book, they describe it as skimming, where your line of sight passes even within 50 feet. And if you're like on a ridge, and you're looking to another ridge, but there's a mound in the middle to where the line of sight skims that mound halfway along, yeah, your vertical angle is going to enter kind of an unknown.
Yeah. And it's good to have you here. Shoe Bill, being you are a surveyor. Let's see. I don't think I have it handy. Baron Rutledge, who does videos on TikTok, he did a similar thing. He didn't quantify it. He just qualified it. He set up an auto level at a certain elevation above water, and they were actually walking out like on a some sort of a dike or something where they were able to walk, but they were just a couple inches deep of water. So they were actually able to set up the tripod above the water, and then on the other, and they measured out to the other side. It's somewhere around a mile, I think, and the auto level. So they're not getting an actual quantity of how far it dipped, but using the auto level, they verified that, in fact, the other side did dip. So true, false, did it dip? Yes, it did. So true, false, is it curved? Yes, it's curved. So
there it is.
Classic Bedford levels.
Yeah.
APOC's talking a lot of crap in the chat here. APOC, why don't you come in here and tell him how you told me you were just joking this whole time and you're actually a globe earther? He told me that the other day.
Yeah, he just does it for fun. I get it. It's okay at poker fun. Just joshing, right?
It's curving up.
All right. Oh, dude, he can't talk right now. He's watching a movie with his woman.
Gotcha.
That's all good. Poker fun. They don't like it if you're on chat. So I'm just telling, just a little advice. You can come back later. We don't need you to pop in right now. You can, no, dude, don't type right now. Put your arm around her, snuggle up next to her.
Yeah.
You know, one last thing. What movie are you watching? And then put the phone away. All right, he's gonna go. All right. You know, sometimes I'm sitting with my wife, we're doing something, and I'll like pull out the phone. I'm like, I shouldn't do it. So, can Gravity Scout wants some tab? Certainly, yeah.
Missing curvature.
What's that?
It's worth commenting.
More missing curvature, apparently. I love the term missing curvature.
I mean, every time a Taboo Conspiracy video is like, talking about things, every time, it's over water from Taboo Conspiracy. Taboo Conspiracy prefers to use the most highly refractive conditions and then lie by claiming that there is no refraction.
Are you drinking Taboo Conspiracy?
Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. I've got my tab right here.
Ugh.
Well, it's also kind of
spicy.
Fun. It's also kind of fun over water because water is the perfect definition of a portion of a sphere if it's static water like a pond, and that's where Lake Pontchartrain is really kind of nice because bridge deck is such a uniform height above the water. Therefore, we know both the water and the bridge are the constant elevation. And you can't avoid the curvature by optical measurement, by electronic measurement, by photographic measurement. Always curved.
Yeah. And what's their...
Hey, Toon.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, anytime you see anything that shows a black swan, just pull up that clip with Witsit talking about how you have to take refraction into account.
Oh yeah.
And the black swan is kind of nice because you get the two photos side by side, taken from the same place by the same guy using the same camera. One, the platform is cut in half, and the other you see not only the whole platform, but the flare gantry is like a fucking curly Q. So they want to go with the one that's obviously flawed and say, oh, they see too far, but we still don't see far enough for flat.
Yeah, according to all right, here's Witsit.
Refraction, which we immediately and adamantly claim is always present because there's temperature fluctuation and atmospheric conditions that are consistently affecting what you perceive. Refraction always happens. That's why it's important. Well, if you can't adequately account for refraction, you can't make a claim about the apparent location. Now, can you, Randy?
I mean, he screwed himself. He can never bring up something if he didn't account for refraction.
Look at this optical compression with lower observer elevation. Yeah, that's called Earth curve.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Of course, the classic. Every time they apply 8 inches miles squared, they call that the hidden.
Yeah, they don't. they never do the math right because flirts can't math. So yes, and you're right. It's not every time. I spoke a little too too much absolute to the claim there, FE dweller. It is not always over water, but if you look at that link I just dropped in there, mctoon.net/refraction, you'll find I have a whole bunch of different measurements of refraction. And the first one there is called monitoring the refraction coefficient in the lower atmosphere using a controlled setup of simultaneous reciprocal vertical angle measurements. A real catchy name for a paper there.
Yeah.
And that paper goes over a bunch of different things, including the effects of refraction over land. And it refers to this one here, which is in German, which I won't attempt to pronounce, but the translated name is the catchy simultaneous reciprocal zenith angle measurements over larger distance with automatic target systems. And it has this graph here. Note on this graph the scale. The scale on the left is from 0 to 18. The scale on the right is from 1 to 2. So the scales are drastically different. And on the left, this is the scale over land during the daytime and at nighttime. And that big spike there in that graph, that's the amount of refraction that's happening as the sun sets and then for a while after sunset. It peaks after sunset a couple hours. On the right, that's for a sunny day. On the right is for a overcast day. So the one that is the Canadian one that you're talking that you linked there, which is from Mikey Smith. I'll pull it up here. But I just want to remind you. Witsit says
refraction increases proportionate to the distance.
That's right.
When you just throw refraction out entirely, invoking the furthest point away in the image and saying that you don't have to count for refraction and making the baseless assertion it doesn't move it because you showed us some really not very great images where they look to be generally the same is laughable, bro.
Laughable, bro.
Yeah, and if you look at that sailboat pic, wouldn't you know it? It's an overcast day.
Yes, yeah. All right, I'm looking for the one that goofball there posted in Canada. Where'd it go? There's so many. There's post it again there, buddy. I'll pull it up. The one from Mikey Smith. Marconi was refracting off the ionosphere. It's actually reflecting. It was total internal reflection. It's part of it, it's part of Snell's law.
Post the high balloon.
Oh my gosh. I mean, you'd have to somehow. He has the Marconi one from the 2,135 mile. Oh, let me put it up here. Observation, or not observation. This was Marconi. Yeah, I mean, you have to. The thing is about that is it only happens at select times. It requires certain atmospheric conditions. So the thing that really is a problem for flat Earth is you have to explain why it doesn't always happen. And if the answer is that there's certain refraction or certain atmospheric conditions, then you are going to need to explain what they are. I can explain the certain atmospheric conditions that are necessary for it to work for a globe. If you can't explain why it doesn't always happen for flat Earth, then I'm just going to say that which is asserted without evidence is dismissed without evidence. All right, let's see if he posted the one from Mikey again. There it is. Got it. Thanks, Nico. All right. And of course, as always, they use the Earth curve calculator. Never this one. They love this one here. They love to use this Earth curve calculator. But you see right on the screen there, it says light travels in straight lines. That's the assumption. It's making an assumption that light travels in straight lines. And what Seriously, Witsit, can you believe that Taboo Conspiracy is doing that?
And never in your dissecting of the observations do you even account for refraction that we know for a fact to be present.
Thank you, Witsit. I love having you as my sidekick in the debate. Anyway, so it's doing some calculations, assuming no refraction. But there's Flat Earth Caillou. Hi, Mikey. Anyway, so here's what he's looking at. This is overland. No measurement of refraction was done. But there's the giveaway in here. There, Mikey gives it away. He makes a mistake. Man, I mean, people, probably won't do it again. Won't make this mistake again. But where'd it go, Mikey? So he's doing it over train tracks. Now he's assuming that the train tracks are all at the same elevation. When I talked to him, I asked him for the surveying documents to support it, but he didn't have it.
Why do you think he wouldn't have it?
Well, I mean, he would just blindly claim it. Here it is. There it is. Look at that. So this is his car. Let's go back here. So there's the light way over there. And he's getting all this big bunch of light, and now he turns around. He's like, "Oh, look,
the source of the laser is visible."
He's Taboo is over talking Mikey, but there you go, showing on the car. So the cone of the light is so huge. This is a laser, right? It's not pencil thin. This is a laser that's gotten big. It's huge. It's shining all over the side of his car. So it's not helping, because what you've shown is that there's a huge thing of light, and we don't know exactly where it's coming from, or how big it is, right? How tall is it? And has the height of that cone been brought down to him, versus where it would diverge off? We don't know. No refraction was included.
I'm claiming that you haven't even actually accounted for all the variables, and you're touting your trigonometry that literally hand waves dismiss one of the most important variables when it comes to perception, which is refraction.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. And then I love this. Taboo Conspiracy. I'll do this and then I'll wrap it up. Taboo Conspiracy has this. The thumbnail for his video is this one here. You see on screen. That Flat Earth Dweller posted. Flat Earth Fact 16, he calls it. That little screen, that thumbnail there, is the little piggy high altitude balloon. And even just looking at that thumbnail, you can see how the left and right sides are curved up a little bit. And I know it's the little piggy video because it's got that antenna looking thing going from the lower right up towards the middle.
Yeah.
Right? And then thank you to let's see it right here. Thank you to Earth is Life. Oh no, there it is. Yep, Earth is Life posted this, which is right when the the balloon popped. So yeah, it's a wide angle lens that's heavily distorting, and so what they've done is they've cherry picked a section of the video, and they only include that particular section. They don't include the entire video. So there. Anyway, thank you very much, Flat Earth Dweller, for destroying Flat Earth again. You didn't help yourself at all, but refraction is not an ad hoc excuse. I posted. Go ahead. You go ahead, Flat Earth Dweller Effie. If you are a truther, if you actually care about the truth, you will read the links that I just sent in there, because that is the empirical, quantitative measurements of the effects of refraction in the air. It's not ad hoc. It is measured. If you don't like the measurements, if you don't like what that implies for flat Earth, then the door is open for you to show where it's wrong. Analyze the data that they present, analyze the methodology they list in their paper there. or go do it yourself using better science than them, higher quality measurements, take into account whatever you think they missed taking into account, and show where it's wrong. Right? Lacking that, these measurements of the effects of refraction in the air stand unchallenged. You have not challenged them. Just calling them ad hoc doesn't make them ad hoc. You have to actually show how they're wrong. Yeah. Doofus. Perfect there. Refraction exists. So, all right. Hey, that's 2 hours. Thank you for. I'll let the others talk now.
Absolutely. Thanks for stopping by, MC2. And let your viewers know we got a debate channel up now. So it's a Medicinal Mass Debates. I hope to get you on there. We'll do a 1v1 well-moderated debate going.
Well, that'd be great. All right. Oh, I have. I love this. Let me share this with you, everybody. There it is. They're applying the same thing that QE applied to his Black Swan there. If P, then Q, not Q, therefore not P. If the Earth is flat, P, then the base of every visible structure must be visible from any observer height. Q. Not Q, can't see the base of the platform, therefore not P equals Earth is not flat. Bye-bye, pancake. There you go. It's the same thing. It's the exact same
That's
thing.
awesome.
Very nice.
Boone, I just want to tell you I apologize for things getting a little bit out of control tonight.
It's all good.
I'm at work, so I sort of have trouble moderating. But next time you come, we will make sure that things are moderated a little bit better.
All right.
So,
Well, thank you. Yeah. It was. It was tough because we didn't have a whole bunch of flatties coming in here, so. Yeah. All right. Well,
I think Gary just liked you something.
Oh yeah, Gary didn't want to.
It's hard when everyone is screaming facts and one idiot.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if Gary wanted to actually have a moderated debate where he presented his stuff, where he couldn't talk over me, he presented, I presented, that would be fantastic. And then it would have to be with Gary. An alternating mute back and forth for the open discussion time. So
yeah,
you just
we
can't,
can definitely
you
set
just
that
can't
up.
have it planned. You just can't have it planned, and you can't have his name in there. Or
Yeah,
else
that's
he won't do it.
If you put his name in the event, he won't show up.
Yeah.
But if we set it up ahead of
Sounds
time, I
like
think he'll
someone
come.
is a little scared.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
can't,
I don't know why he won't do it.
All right, people. Thank you very much. Everybody else who's in my YouTube channel, I'm gonna stick around on the YouTube for a little while. But if you want, the link apparently that I put in the description has expired. So somebody in the chat could probably pop it in. I'll fix the link. Demonstryde and Cole, thank you very much, and we'll catch you later.
Thanks for stopping.
See you later.
All right. Well, Gary. The problem with Gary is he won't stop talking, and he won't ever substantiate his claims. He can't, right? He has an imagination of what the Rayleigh criterion does. He's all wrong about it, he just not resolvable means invisible to him. So I have, for example, right here, I have a slide rule. Right now, you at this point, the camera probably can't make out the writing on there because it's beyond the detail of the camera. Now, if I move it farther back, it's even more. Right? Did the slide rule get invisible? No, you can still see it. You can still see all of it. And just if it's because it's close to something, right? He thinks that there's some magic about being close to something. And, as this moves farther away, it doesn't make the slide rule start to disappear. And it even more ridiculous, it doesn't make the top of the slide rule move down. There's no reason why it would cause that to move down. Anyway, all right, let me finish reading some super chats here. Now show a sunset, Gary. Yeah, my goodness. I mean, he debunked himself with the angular size there of the, and he's just too dumb to even understand it, right? Let's see. We've got Tim Davidson says paid October's gravity bill. You're welcome. Oh, let me this here. Got these. So all right. There I wish there was a way to it would be nice if there's a way to like do a check on this and then say, you know, dismiss it. But anyway, Larry Scott says we see stars, but they're not resolved. That's exactly right. So Larry Scott is Shoebill on the server there. He's a surveyor. He's done things with Jesse Kozlowski and Baron Rutledge and the main surveyor before. Pretty good guy. I had some, whenever I have questions, he's always super willing to answer. Same with David Brooks, who's a professor at the University of Alaska Anchorage in surveying. It's interesting. There's no professors of surveying that are flat earthers. Why is that? But yeah, so stars, that's really, and you know who screws that up though is Dearth. And it's the same thing. Dearth talks, he says he thinks that stars should not be seen because they're too far away and they're beyond the Rayleigh criterion. That's not how it works. Resolvable doesn't mean unresolvable doesn't mean invisible. Nowhere in the Rayleigh criterion does it say that. And you can test that yourself. Take a flashlight at night. Move very far away. Right? You can still see the light no matter how far away, as long as it's bright enough. You can still see the light no matter how far you get away. It's just a point source. You don't see the light bulb, and no amount of zoom will change that. Serena's one says, if technology was more like theme park rides with signs saying you must be this smart to use it, we wouldn't have many of these problems. And certainly, you know, the ease of getting on the internet has made it possible for dumb people to get on the internet. And it happened with AOL. I mean, AOL lowered the bar. And when when AOL people got on the internet, you knew if their email address was AOL.com, you knew there was a good chance they're dumb. I used to have to field emails, you know, customer service emails complaining and feedback for a website. And any AOL email addresses were, they had the dumbest. One person complained to our website that wasn't associated to AOL, complained that they were paying for this service on our website, not understanding that AOL is not our website, that it was just a portal to get to the internet. So dumb. Lord Illuminous Pooh says, as dictator, I promise to resume all the warning stickers and help thin out the gene pool. Vote Lord Reverend Illuminous Pooh as dictator. Vote for me, and you'll never have to vote again. Oh, yes. Yeah, the warning stickers. If you need to be told that coffee is hot, you might be an idiot. Dirtbike says, if Iggy doesn't win Top Left soon, could the Top Left award be named after him? If not the award, is there a decommissioned section of highway or bridge we could name after him? A decommissioned section of bridge would be great. Something with holes in it. It'd be funny. 2D Res Q Explain Stuff says, NASA is lying about directions. The sun sets in the north. Well, it does for part of the year. This is not that part of the year, though, is it? PhD Tony says, there is a reason I prefer not to use optical evidence. It almost always ends up in the weeds. It's true. The problem with non-optical evidence is that it raises the bar for using it. Right? It makes it, right? Who has seismometers? Who has access to seismometers? Tony, right? Like, it doesn't resonate with people. They can't go out and say, well, I'm going to do my own seismometer and figure out, with, they don't have it. They can't do it for an earthquake and then plot it out themselves. If they were going to do it, right, maybe they could all get, 20 different friends to go get seismometers and set them up and somehow, right, good luck. That's technology they're going to have really struggle with. And then they could do their own analysis so that they could believe it themselves because it wasn't somebody else saying, trust me, bro. But I don't know. I don't think that's going to work. But yeah, I mean, it's good. I like that. And so that that does open the door for them to just say nuh-uh a little more. Right. Which in reality, in a public venue, somebody just tossing out some denialism it doesn't make them look good. Right. It really isn't. Right. And so when I had that debate last week with Alan from Space Audits, that was I liked that because he was referring to experiments that are written up by other people. So he couldn't just hand wave dismiss other papers written by other people just by saying it's words on paper, right? He has to actually, as long as he's doing it and he knows that he needs to be consistent because that was really coming into it, what it was going to be about. He still tried it, but he tried it with LIGO. I said, well, LIGO would definitely notice the shift that you're talking about. It would be constantly shifting. He's like, it did zero out. But if you zero it out, but it's constantly shifting, it would be constantly shifting. Oh, well, they just fudged it. There you go. There he just went into they just fudged it. And you can't do that because then I'm like, oh, well, Dayton Miller just fudged it. Everybody that you cited, they just fudged it. You don't get to say that, right? If they fudged it, you got to show that they fudged it. So, battle against misinformation says Flurf logic equals lunacy equal Frankenbrains. Yes. And Petermus Prime says these aren't the evidences you're looking for. Move along. Sean Hawkins has been a member for 1 month. Looks like it was a message, but I don't see any message from you. So all right. Copper in Quarter says Effie Driver said he's challenged you to debate before and that he thinks I'm scared. Is he here? Where's Effie Driver? Oh, there it is. Effie Driver. Is your name something other than Effie Driver? Are you just Effie Driver? I'd be glad. Tell you what. Next Tuesday, have an open slot. Let's do it. Right? So here it is. Clearly, I'm not scared of you. Next Tuesday. So my email address is mctoon@mctoon.net. I will put it in the chat right here. It is on my website. It is on my videos in the description. It is on my About tab on YouTube. If you want, you can find me on. Sorry. You can find me on Facebook, Michael Toon. There's an MC Toon. That's a page. I don't check my messages there. Just find my Michael Toon. It's got my logo. You can find me on Discord. There's any number of ways you can find me. So I will just be looking for your email because that's right. You have that now. Mr. E-Man says, I have enjoyed myself in the chat. There are a lot of good people here. Yes. I'd like to take a chance right now. Man, I've got like something bothering me. Somebody has attempted to do a celestial navigation. Oh no, this is. Oh dear. Let's see. Should I do this? All right. This Bob emailed me. I will I'll get a screenshot of it here. And I'll put it in for everybody to see. This is live stream number 444. Need to create. I don't even have a folder for it. So there it is. I'll put it up on screen for everybody to see. There it is. So here is the email from Bob. He says, I will bet you $100 that you won't be the first person in history, well in the 335 years since Newton published his unfinished theory of gravity, to show gravity defying Boyle's gas law. That is an empiric condition that is repeatable where gravity prevents gas from expanding to fill the volume. I'll keep reading. Simple. If gravity is strongest here on the surface, should be simple to prove gravity can maintain control of expanding gas anywhere we actually exist. The condition could include using SF6, that's sulfur hexafluoride, in a vacuum chamber, for instance. Do you ever wonder why an empiric proof is not in every grade school science book? It is because no one has ever shown this happening. Not being a gambler, feel honored that I would offer you such easy money. Well, let's pull up Boyle's law. Flatties, like they don't quite understand things that well, but all right, here we go. My answer to him was they're not in conflict with each other, but anyway, so Boyle's law is the pressure is directly proportional to 1 over the volume. It's inversely proportional to the volume. You increase the pressure, you decrease the volume. Now, Boyle's gas law does not say, where'd it go? Does not say, should be simple, prove gravity can maintain control of expanding gas anywhere we actually exist. Boyle's gas law is about what happens inside a container, right? That diagram here shows you a physical container. I don't claim that the atmosphere is a physical container, so it doesn't apply. But there is a little bit of a thing I can show here that really illustrates. I mean, anybody that's got a smartphone, you can install the Barometer app for free. It costs nothing. And here you go. I mean, you've seen it before. Here's the Barometer app. And at right here, 14.1329 psi. All you got to do is move it up. 14.1325, 1324. So the pressure has changed just in that little space there. So we go back to Boyle's gas law. Boyle's gas law obviously isn't talking. Nowhere in Boyle's gas law does it talk about that pressure gradient inside that container. Right? It's not addressing that. Right? So there must be something different going on, or it must be an idealization, right? So anyway, we went back and forth a few times. But I did a reference that I have a $10,000 challenge that he didn't. All he needs to do is show how you know, how there is something other. Basically what I asked Flatzoid to do. Let's see if I can. I think I can. Yeah, I'll screenshot this whole thing. Oh my gosh, it's. I'm not going to screenshot that. It's too much. All right, tell you what. I can share. Can I share the whole? Yeah, I will share. I'll share the whole. The whole email screen. So that'll make it easier. That's not it. There it is. All right. So here is the email chain. It's big. We get, you know, down here, $100. I said the law of gravitation and Boyle's law are not in contention with each other. So we're on the same side of the bet. He says the law of gravitation are sort of made up. Well, so is Boyle's law. But you know, laws are made up. You figure them out, and then you check to see if you're right about it. And if you're not right about it, then it's not a law. But if you can never contradict it, if it's never falsified, well, then it potentially could be a law. Anyway, it says the law of gravitation are sort of made up. Boyle's gas law is easily demonstrated by anyone who can breathe air. So it's actually empiric, and anyone can demonstrate that gas always expands to fill the volume with many devices, but it doesn't equally fill the volume. That's the problem there, Mr. Fish. His name's Robert Fish. Sadly, the gravitational constant big G has the lowest co-data. Something has to have the lowest co-data. Having the lowest co-data doesn't make it fake, doesn't make it wrong. It just puts it at the end of the chain of the best co-data. So co-data is the Committee on Data for Science and Technology. They track constants and things like that. So anyway, it has a low score at 4.7 times 10 to the negative 5 on their uncertainty scale, and everything empiric to do with this theory is explained by density and buoyancy. Have you ever heard that before? So anyway, so my answer to him is explained by buoyancy and density. I await the explanation for the 9.8 meters per second squared downward acceleration. The rest is nonsense. And yes, indeed, it is nonsense. M. Burnsham 603 for $4.99 says Effie Driver works for Goober Eats. Your dirt pizza's on the way, Tune. Don't forget the 9.8% tip. Anyway, so his answer is, I've dealt with diehard ball believers for some time, and anyone insists they show gravity defying scientific law. It doesn't defy scientific law. You just don't understand science. It is a law, right? And when you look at the laws, the law of gravitational attraction is a law, right? You're just going to cherry pick what laws you accept and what laws you don't accept. You need to falsify it. Anyway, he doesn't explain the 9.8 meters per second squared downward acceleration. As he said, he said explained by density and buoyancy. He did not explain it with density and buoyancy. I just said, thank you for confirming you can't explain the downward acceleration using density and buoyancy. I knew you couldn't do it. He goes on and on. Gravit is only included to give you ball believers a pretend fake point. For some reason, he started capitalizing there. Oh, there, we can zoom in there. Why did he start capitalizing with KE? I don't know. I didn't even. Anyway, gas always expands to fill the volume. Not equally though, does it? The only way to keep gas from expanding to fill the volume is to keep it in a physical airtight container. No, it's not. In fact, it's not. To fill the volume, it doesn't fill the volume equally. The things closer to the center of mass have a higher pressure. Why is that? You can't explain that. So, and no one in history has ever shown gravity preventing gas from expanding to fill volume. It has. I showed it with the barometer, right? I showed that gravity prevented gas from expanding to fill the volume equally. Equally. It does not equally fill the volume, which you must have if there's no force. When these facts are presented to most thinking people, you're overestimating yourself there. Anyway, scientifically impossible. Anyway, I said the challenge is not for you to misunderstand gravity, so you provide an explanation for the downward acceleration without using gravity. The explanation would never mention gravity, as that's not the challenge. And then, because we had the challenge, the gravity challenge there is what I'm talking about. So anyway, I get these every once in a while. I like to share them. So read the mistakes in Chatbox Travels. That one's not really Chatbox Travel worthy. Daryl Frost, how do you explain it as opposed to simply accept that it is? That it is different to how it is? What? How do you explain it as opposed to simply accept that it is different to how it is? I'm sorry. I don't know if you meant to type that. Maybe rephrase. So anyway. All right. Effie Driver says, come on, MC Tune. What? Higher pressure. What are you talking about? What are you talking about there? Let me check. I don't have an email from you yet, Effie Driver. So anyway. Eric Burns says, Flurf should only say the root mean squared value of their IQ because RMS is always greater than 0. Coffee breath. Here's another dad joke for tonight. All right. Prepare yourselves. What do you get if you pour root beer into a square glass? Beer. Oh my gosh. That's a math joke there for you. All right. Effie Driver says, come on, MC Tune. I haven't got an email from you, Effie Driver. How can I bring you on to debate ever? I mean, did you want to come on right now? Sure. Come on right now. Send me an email, mctune@mctune.net. How am I supposed to debate you if you won't? Geez, hold on. Nope. Somebody's trying to. Nope. I'll talk about it later. That it is obvious. I'm asking about how it is, i.e. the physical mechanism that makes things fall. I don't know. All right, Effie Driver, mctune@mctune.net. Or maybe you messaged me on Facebook. Let me check. I don't have a message from you on, on Discord. I'll check on Facebook. No, I don't have it on. So, all right. Right now, if you're ready, right now, come in. Right now, send me an email. mctune@mctune.net. All you have to do is say, Zoom link, please. So, I don't know. I don't see it. I will, in fact, I will create the Zoom meeting right now. All right, the Zoom meeting exists. It's ready for you. You just need to send me an email, and you will then be the happy recipient of the link to the Zoom meeting. Let's see. Somebody asked about the rocket. Effie Driver says you wouldn't come out when Witsit and I called you out when we were in your town. Effie Driver, you gotta light a flare. Witsit asked me if I wanted to meet. I responded, yes. I can probably grab that conversation right now. And we have a large history, so it might be. Let's see. Maybe if I search. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of posturing on Effie Driver's part here. Let's see. There it is. All right. Ooh, this isn't going to look good for you, Effie Driver. But, you know, I definitely don't mind embarrassing you. So, All right. Even got the date. All right, and then the next message shows, dude. I mean, you're just burying yourself, but okay. Here it is. We've got. This is my conversation, screenshot of my conversation with Witsit. Let me fix this. Seriously, why? Why would you just shoot yourself in the foot like that, Effie Driver? There it is. 8/2/2021. Witsit messages me, you want to meet up tomorrow? I said, yes. But I have a tight schedule. I coach Ultimate Frisbee tomorrow night, maybe midday for an hour. What are you in? It's what town are you in? What area? What area are you in? Then there you go. 8/2/2020, 9 a.m. So later in the day, right? In the morning. I gave him a thumbs up to remind him. I said, I've got a meeting 11:30. Sometime after that would work for me. No answer from Witsit. You can see the next message was 9/26. More than a month later. So Effie Driver. Why didn't I show? Where was I to show up? Right there. Where was he for me to show up? I love exposing liars. Effie Driver. I love exposing liars. I wasn't upset that Witsit didn't it didn't work. No problem. No problem. But Effie Driver, here you are. Chewing on your foot. Sticking it in your mouth. I mean, you got your foot up to your crotch. Down your throat. Your toes are sticking out your butthole. That's how much you stuck your foot in your mouth. Come on, Effie Driver. What's your excuse? It's on screen right here. I said yes. My first word was yes. What area are you in was what I asked. Moments later, nothing from Witsit. I gave him a thumbs up. 9 a.m. the next day. So that he would get that notification. Then I told him I had a meeting. 11 to 11:30, just a half an hour. I could have come anywhere. I was open that day. I could have gone where he could have said, oh, I'm opposite side of the town from you. I said, no problem. Minneapolis isn't that big. I can get there. Nothing. I did not know where you were. Yeah. Yeah, you're sticking that foot farther in your mouth. So, How could I have showed up? I didn't know where he was. Yep, there it is. So how much of a loser are you, FE driver? Right? I don't know. Maybe you're just a Poe, and what you're doing is intentionally saying the most ridiculous things to make Flat Earth look bad. If that's your intention, you are doing great. Well done, FE driver. You've really, really made Flat Earth look stupid. So anyway, and still sitting here, no email from you. So clearly the one scared, it's right there, is you there, FE driver. Anyway, yeah. I mean, where were you on that day? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? I after the fact, after Witsit had done his live streams, I knew where he was. So where were you? If you were with Witsit, where were you? Yep. Anything? Do you remember? Were you there? All of the places that Witsit did his live streams from, I have been to those places. He did one from across the street from the Target Center. He did one at the main boat launch for Calhoun, Lake Calhoun, right? He did one, I think he did one downtown on 5th Street, I think. Yep. All right. Running scared, yeah. I mean, that's it. Which one of those were you at? Where you were standing there next to Witsit saying, "Huh, where is he? I said that he should come, but I didn't tell him where. I wonder why he's not here." Which one of those places were you at with him when you had that conversation on the day that is the 2nd, right? September 2nd. August. It was August. Sorry, August 2nd. Where were you? Well, all right. Well, yes, I have definitely shown. Yeah, I said September. It was August. So there it is. Yeah, I know I could have met up if he had told me where. I don't know what you're digging a hole. It's on screen right here. Took a screenshot of it. Where was I supposed to meet up with him? Just type it in the chat where it was at and how I was supposed to know it. Right now, Minneapolis, generally speaking, isn't that big of a town, Minneapolis, St. Paul, but it's big enough that I couldn't just go somewhere and run into him. So anyway, Petermas Prime says Jedi mind tricks only work on the weak-minded. So I was hoping that would work. I don't think you did it correctly. I don't know. None of you all are the target market for Jedi mind tricks. So just the flurfers are. PhD Tony says it's actually simple to show that a profile of air pressure within Earth's atmosphere follows the predictions for hydrostatically ordered fluid. It is, yes. So that's a good point. Now, yeah, they don't get, and they've been instructed. They've been given their script on what to say, right? So as soon as you say, Tony, you say, well, here is the prediction for the globe. There should be a pressure gradient, and here's how it should work. They say, well, blah blah pressure container. So immediately they're off track, right? Their script tells them how to. So. What's the timestamp? The timestamp is on the screen, dummy. Right there. On August 2 of 2001 or 2021 at 12:10 a.m. Right? Just after midnight. Let's go back what day of the week that was. We've got August 8th. That would be August 8th was a Sunday. No. August 2 is a Monday. There it is. On Monday I had a meeting. Just a short meeting, 10 or 11:30. So he sent it Sunday night, just after midnight, Monday morning. And at 9:22 a.m., I gave him a thumbs up so that he would get a notification. That's why I did that, to remind him so that he could tell me where. And then I just told him the one time I couldn't be there. So if he's like, well, meet me at noon, I could have met him at noon. If he said 12:30, I could have met him at 12:30. 1, I could have met him at 1. Anyway, keep digging. Yep, keep digging that hole, says Copper in Quarter. Love it. Love it when flat earthers show how horrible they are. So anyway, Burnham 603 says FE Driver works for Goober Eats. Oh, I already read that, but it's pretty good. 2D ResQ explains stuff, says that Saturn V, Saturn 5 behind you, ever fly? My Estes one was too cool to actually launch. That is not, it's a Lego. It's a Lego one. No, it wouldn't fly. It's got some pretty good heft to it. So no, it's never flown. I did look at getting an like a Estes one. I think I found like some old ones. I don't think they still make it. I can't remember exactly. A model rocket. But I don't know. I'm not as I'm the problem with NASA is they're just a big government bureaucracy. They're sloppy and slow and expensive. So it's just not, it's so unexciting to watch their progress. The pace is so slow. So it could fly. Yes, Eric Burns, it could fly once. It took a while. I put the video up on my channel here if you want to watch the time lapse of it being built. Pat in the chat says Jedi mind tricks don't work on flat earthers because you have to have a mind to begin with. Oh, there's the catch-22. Yeah. Boba Sweat says you didn't even bother to check with all the 425,336 people living in Minneapolis to see if one of them was Witsit. You didn't do your own research. Yeah, I think FE Driver is a fan of Edgar Allan. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up. I have the script for let me get it here. There we go. I have the script for the video, the next one, ready to go. It's pretty good. The one on eclipses. The most hate-filled flurf on the globe will he's gonna love it. He's just gonna love it. I mean, he has to, right? He features in it. Sean Hawkins is gonna post a picture of his finished guitar in Discord. Oh, there it is. All right, Round Thinker's here. All right, I'll go grab that off of Discord. I'll put it up here real quick for you, Sean. You put it in my Discord server. Yeah, I don't know who FE Driver is. Let's see if he has an actual channel, right? If he doesn't even have a channel, then I don't know what to expect. Let's see. Is he even a flurf? Well, he does have trueelectricearth.com in his in his description. So that is definitely his email address is in there. Look at that. His name is Chris. Chris at trueearthelectric.com. Chris, I've got your email address. Hold on a second, people. We might have an opportunity to really shake out. Really shake out a scaredy flurf. All right. Not going to end it just yet. If he does show up, I'll most likely post this as a separate video. All right. The email to Chris is going out. There it is. Email sent. And get my earbud in so I can hear if he shows up. There it is. Yeah, true electric Earth. That's funny. Laddies don't understand. Well, the end. They don't understand anything, do they? All right. Let's see. Let me get this up here. We got FE driver. Yeah, there it is. All right. The Zoom link has been sent. So there it is. Yeah, I mean you can see his oh my goodness. I'll put it up. Oh. All right, let me get it. Yeah. There's his about page. He says he's an electrician and he's here to help. An electrician. And yeah, you need to sign in to see his email address, but his email address is on the site there. This is my unsigned. This is an incognito window. So there it is. Look at that. He's not here. He says, drove through America to find the truth, here to support what I believe in, here to spread it. So yeah, those are the words of a person that might have driven around the United States with Whitsitt. So it does seem a little less Edgar Allan there. TrueEarthElectric.com. You guys go there if you want. I'll put the yeah. I mean, it goes right into Badger's Law. You know, straight to Badger's Law. Badger's Law is, it's the same as Simon Dan's channel of Truth Paradox. If they have truth in the name of their channel, or really anywhere, Badger's Law is bigger, broader. Then they're very much likely to not be interested in truth. But yeah, he's an electrician there. That's cool, an electrician. So. So, all right, well, nothing yet. No. So, Chris, where are you? Why are you so scared? Yeah, he drove off real fast. Yeah. Why on earth would you risk hiring an electrician that can't understand basic anything? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to be a builder where, there's only so much you can do, but an electrician, it's a little more, right? It depends what you're doing. If you're just doing, 120 volt work, and you're, there's procedures on how to do things generally, right? If you're going to install a breaker box, not a breaker, a breaker box. Then there's ways to do it. You do this, you do this, you do this, right? You run your lines out to the outlets and the switches and the lights and all that, and there's only so much. But yeah, if that person is doing something a little more complicated, then you got some problems. I wouldn't want that. So, sticking a nose laser condoms is sticking a fork in a socket to measure voltage does not equal an electrician. Man, he definitely ran off. And nothing in the email. Well, there it is. Now we know. We know who is scared. Right? Anyway, I don't know how long I'm going to wait. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get Sean Hawkins' guitar. Guitar, there it is. Ooh. You made that? All right. That's pretty cool. All right, let's get it in here. And then I'll put it right there so everybody can see it. There it is. There is Sean Hawkins' guitar that he built. Pretty cool, Sean. That looks nice. Daryl Frost says electricians only need to know and follow a set of rules. They don't need to know much theoretical stuff at all. Yes. You're correct. You're correct. You know what? I can see who's here. Oh no, I can't. There was a see. Ah, there it is. Participants. Look at that. There's participants. Effie Driver right there. See that? Effie Driver. I see ya. I see in the chat. It's not rendering very well. But I see Effie Driver in the participants list there. Right under Eric Burns. Oh, I know why. Is it? There you go. There's better right there. You can see it. Effie Driver, I see you there. Come on, buddy. What's wrong? What's wrong, buddy? You're right underneath Eric Burns. It's alphabetical. Sorry, Eric and Flanker 420. You gotta sit in the class next to Effie Driver. He's kind of stinking up the place with the smell of cowardice. Anyway, there it is. There's Sean Hawkins' guitar. Very cool guitar, Sean. Good work. Anyway, so I know why that. Because the guitar is obstructing it. That's why. All right. There it is. Now we can see all the chat. He's here again. There. Effie Driver, I have sent you the Zoom link. It's in your inbox. So if you're waiting there, Mr. Scaredy Cat, Miss Scaredy Flurf, it's right there. I've so exposed you in so many ways. But let me do it again. Here you go. Here's me and Witsit talking. Waiting for you, Effie Driver. Here it is, myself and Witsit talking about it. He never told me where. I had no idea. I did not know what time even if I had an inkling of where he might be. When? Was it going to be noon or 4 or 6? Or could it have been a late? I don't know. Did he want me to come down during his live stream that he was doing when he was doing his evangelism from the street corner? Or did he want to just go out and have a chat over dinner or something? Whatever. I didn't know. I figured it would be maybe just a chat. Maybe we'd go, we'd get, I was going to pay for him, actually. I was going to pay for him. I didn't know who else was with him for sure. But, yeah, I was going to insist. But no, he didn't. That's fine. I'm not bitter about that. I have no problem if he was busy. So, PhD Tony, even less does YouTube approve of streams in which people's streaming is exposed. Yeah, he's chatting in here. He said waiting just a little bit ago. Where'd it go? Right there. This is and at 10:56 he said and. That was 3 minutes ago. I don't know. I mean, when somebody comes in and starts making accusations of somebody, me, anybody else, being scared, when it's clear who is scared, it's really embarrassing for you, Effie Driver. We were there for hours. Where were you for hours? You didn't even say. How was I supposed to know you were there for hours? Witsit did not give me any information. Clearly, you could not have been just sitting somewhere saying, oh, I wonder where he is. Because he never said where or when. You know, this 100% confirms. Gotta light a flurf. Right? Gotta light a flurf, yeah. Greg Andrews says it's not nice to laugh at the mentally ill. So, PhD Tony says, to be fair, you are assuming FE Driver knows how to operate his own email account. That is an assumption I have made. I apologize if you are not smart enough to open your own email, FE Driver, Chris. I should not have made that assumption that you are capable. Yeah, that was a bridge too far. Yeah. Mea culpa, right? So anyway, yeah. He probably tried wiring his own computer, and this is the results. He says, and you didn't know, right? Of course I didn't know. It's on screen there. How was I to know? Now I have sent you an email. Could you ask a big person to open your email for you and then click on the Zoom link on your behalf? Is there a big person nearby? You should not be home alone without a big person. FE Driver. Yeah. This is just great. I love this. FE Driver, Chris, the electrician that traveled with Witsit. Chris, the electrician that traveled with Witsit. Were you the one that was coaching Witsit during the debate that Quantum Eraser got so upset about because somebody was coaching? That was hilarious. Now, I do realize that I did not include in the screenshot that it was Witsit. So here we go. I'll do this. I will grab because I did leave that off. I apologize for leaving that off. There it is. So I'll update. There it is. Fresh screenshot. Austin right there at the top. You see that? So FE Driver. Yes, Stringer was one that coach was a civil engineer, not an electrician. So many times Witsit mentioned his friend Chris was a civil engineer. Never once did Witsit mention that his friend was an electrician. His friend Chris was an electrician. Maybe there's a different Chris that was traveling with him. Right? Yeah. So I don't know what is what's the deal there, Chris? The not civil engineer. Yeah, I mean, but wait a second. Chris, are you the same Chris that's the civil engineer Chris, but you're actually an electrician Chris, not a civil engineer Chris? That would be so embarrassing. A flat earther claiming fake credentials of being an engineer of some sort. Never. Nobody would ever do that. Well, except for John Refracted Curve, who claimed to be both a mechanical engineer and an electrical engineer. He clearly isn't. And then there's Tracation, who claimed to be a mechanical engineer, who definitely is not a mechanical engineer. There's them. But that wouldn't be you. There's definitely a different Chris. Right? Yeah, Ion says stolen nerd valor. It's stolen nerd valor. Oh my gosh. I love that you have destroyed yourself, Effie Driver. This is fantastic. And based on the YouTube channel that you have there, it does kind of look like you are indeed not a Poe, that you are actually the Chris that drove around with Witsit. So, Daryl Frost makes a good point. A civil engineer can do and pass the electrician exam like anyone else. You could do it as well. You would still be a programmer. You're right. I could. I absolutely could. So, but, and I'll say, so I'll leave that, I'll accept that caveat. I will say though, that, people that claim to be a mechanical engineer or an electrical engineer, I don't know as much about the civil engineer. There's some certifications and qualifications for that. So even though I went to school for electrical engineering, I didn't do any of that. I am not an electrical engineer. It's not my career. I did not take those additional qualifications. I don't work at it for my day job. So I would not claim, if I did claim to be that, then I would be stolen nerd valor, right? Because it's not what I actually am. So to say you are a civil engineer gives an implication. It suggests to the people that that is what you do, not that is what you did, and not that is what you went to school for, right? It suggests that is what you do. So if somebody says they are, present tense, a civil engineer, I would expect that that is what they do for their profession. At least in some, maybe not full-time, maybe as a side job I could take, right? Is that fair? Is that fair, you think? Anyway, I'm still sitting here with a Zoom call unjoined and an email unresponded to. All right. Let's see here. Oh, Tuesday question mark. Oh, there it is. Now you want it. Now, yes, absolutely. 1 week hence. 1 week from today, I'm in. I've sent you an email. You know my email address, Chris. If there's a different email address that you want me to respond to, you'll need to let me know. Like Witsit, not telling me anything doesn't do anything, but I'd be glad to face you a week from today. Right? If, send me an email and we'll set it up. Now, if you don't, what conclusion, just tell me in the chat, everybody in the chat, if he doesn't send me an email, what conclusion must we make about Chris, who has come in here claiming that I'm scared to debate him. I have sent him an email. I've sent him a Zoom link. He knows my email address. What must we all conclude if he doesn't eat? Coward, chicken. He's a lying liar who lies. There you go. So there it is. That's your chance there, Chris, Effie, Driver. So, all right. Well, there we have it. He has opened the door for next week. I will accept that. I can do nothing more than accept you on your word. We know the quality of a flat earther's word. So anyway, but now if he does email me and he does set up in good faith a debate, then what must we conclude? Well, we can conclude that he's not a chicken. So there you go. He gets to choose it. Yeah. If he doesn't show up, then yeah, we'll go back to the previous. It's up to you, Chris. You came in all hot claiming that I was scared. So you got to back it up. Anyway, people, thank you very much for joining me today. I want to make sure that I'm not leaving anything off here. Oh, I did leave. Crispy Hansen says, checkmate. Check mall, bro. Bruh. Delco says, is the Flurp well running dry or are they hiding? Probably some of both, right? I mean, once they get beat down a little bit, they don't like to come back for return helpings of the beatdown. Crispy Hansen says, email I sent you. Crispy Hansen. I don't see an email from anybody that I could conclude is Crispy Hansen. So mctune@mctune.net, or if I have a Gmail address too, and I check that regularly. That's mctune27@gmail.com. 2D Rescue explains stuff, says I am an engineer, I just don't math good. So all right. I don't know where that went there, but people, thank you very much. This is it for real. We'll see you next time.